Alright, we are live, everyone. Hold on, I gotta just do some stuff here, and I'll start casting the game. Is Sama, who is hyped for Sama Dota. I'll start casting the game. Oh, sorry about that. Alright, we're good. Alright, I am Hachi Dota. You guys are joining. This is gonna be Fnatic versus Execration PGL Bucharest Major 2018 group stages for the Southeast Asian qualifiers. I believe this is the winner's side still. Fnatic just took out. No, that was a different tournament. That was ESL. There's a lot of qualifiers going right, but I just watched Fnatic take out GeekFam from ESL. I believe it was either that or Star Ladder. There's 3 going on simultaneously right now. A lot of games being played, a lot of Dota to cast, but this is gonna be quite a hype game for sure. Execration looking pretty solid right now. They're debuting this new roster with Lumic, Raging Potato, Carl, Nando, and Yaj. I think the only 2 players from the old lineup are Lumic and Nando. I mean, all these other players have been on Execration in the past, but I think they got rid of RR. They got rid of who else? Cartman is definitely gone. Yaj is new. I know that for sure. Someone else left Execration. I'm not going to be able to figure it out right now. I don't feel like tabbing to see as well. So if you guys are just joining, this is going to be game 1. The winner of this does guarantee a spot in the playoffs, I believe. Yeah. The loser goes on to play the winner of GeekFam versus... Wait, no, that's not right. Is that right? Hold on. No, it's AGV versus Boom ID. I think that's right. There's too many. I'm getting mixed up with these qualifiers. It doesn't matter. Alright, let's just get into the draft here. So, for Fnatic, they're going to pick up the Shadow Shaman Elder Titan first 2. This is pretty common now in C. Elder Titan is definitely one of the most popular heroes right now in the region. I'm not so sure about the other regions. I know for C for sure, I'm seeing a lot of Elder Titan. If you're wondering who I am a analyst for Team Flash, who is in this qualifier right now. We're in the lower side, about to play GeekFam tomorrow. I will be casting that game, but I do see a lot of Elder Titan. It goes really well with the Shadow Shaman. I think he's overall a solid hero. Makes it really hard to push, and he's really good at turning around ganks. If you guys were watching yesterday, there was a really sick Elder Titan game by Playhard from GeekFam, and he almost took out TNC with this hero. So I'm definitely excited to see what DJ can do on Elder Titan. It's not that flashy of a hero, but if you get that nice combo, I mean, you're wiping their team. Right, you get that stomp right into the Earth Splitter. It's always nice to see. Now, they're gonna pick the 3rd pick, Wraith King, here for Eternal Envy. If you've been watching his stream, he has been playing this hero on his Smurf as well as his main. I think mainly his Smurf. So we're gonna see what Fnatic actually pulls out with this Wraith King. He mainly plays it as a space creation monster, right? You have 2 lives in the Wraith King. You don't really care if you die, you're gonna be able to respawn early on. The thing is, the level 1 ultimate does have a relatively long cooldown, but still, you're able to keep on the pressure. The reason why Fnatic's going to pick a hero such as this, if you didn't watch the last series with Fnatic versus GeekFam, Abed is the absolute carry of the team, right? He's playing that hard carry position from the mid lane, playing heroes like Invoker, Storm Spear. So, all that Envy needs to do is make that space for him in the mid game so that Abed can get that farm and carry the game later on. Now, Ohio Underlord. This is a hero we see a lot played by Fnatic. No matter what, Ohio always seems to be able to get a lot of farm on this hero. So I'm actually really liking Fnatic's draft right now. They have very solid supports that can delay the game. Again, Fnatic shines in the late game with Abed, right? Same thing with any team Eternal Envy is on. they always seem to play better when like they're like 10k gold behind, they're like lost one set of racks, and suddenly everyone goes beast mode and they come back out of nowhere. Either that or Envy buys a divine and feeds it away. But as for Execration's draft, it's really fitting their playstyle as well. Right now, Execration is just playing this run at you, face rush playstyle, and they get this Tiny in the first two. I think that Fnatic giving this Tiny to Execration is going to just play to their strengths. But we'll see what actually happens, because Execration is also known to go insane and throw a big lead, which Fnatic, they're also known to throw, but they're also known to counter throw or catch throws pretty well, right? They always seem to be able to come back out of nowhere sometimes, but they're overall a pretty unpredictable team, and we have pretty unpredictable teams on both sides right now. Oh, alright, Execration, pick up this silencer. I was watching the series where Execration played against Flash, and Lumix's silencer went crazy. He had like a Midas refresher. He was super farmed on the 5 position. So we're going to see how he performs in this game. There is really no big abilities that he's going to use global to cancel. Maybe to like stop a shackle or something like that. It's always nice, but I think the main thing that they want to pick the silencer for is as a combo breaker. They know Abed like to play these heroes like Invoker and Storm, Tinker, things like that, and Silencer will be a good answer to that. And as well with Elder Titan, he does manage to hit a really good stop. If the silencer comes out right away, they can stop the Earth Splitter from coming out. And of course, Silencer Ogre, pretty good support duo, always able to play aggressive. If they actually start snowballing, Silencer is going to start to hit hard and fast with his Stolen Int as well as Bloodlust. Now, at this point, I am predicting a tiny carry from Nando. I think it has to be a tiny carry at this point. I've seen Execration play offlane tiny in the past, but I'm pretty sure Doom's going to be offlane. It wouldn't make sense otherwise, and the PL will be mid. Either that or Tiny can go mid, and then PL can be played as the carry. That's the thing about Tiny. He is very versatile. Just looking at the bans here real quick, they're going to take out the Abed Shadow Fiend, which is surprising. I don't think that's what Fnatic really would want to go for in this type of lineup. I feel like they are favoring the int character, right? But maybe they think that since the Silencer came out, they're going to want a more right-clicking or more standard carry from the mid lane for Fnatic and for Abed. Fnatic do have a lot of options here. I don't think Invoker is so good anymore because the PL is picked up by Execration. Other options that they can go for include, I think Storm is probably the best pick, honestly. Storm is really good. I mean, Doom sucks, Global Silence sucks, but he's really good against PL, pretty good against Tiny as well, just because of his mobility. And actually, I don't think he's that great against Tiny, but I mean, it's an Abed hero. He makes the hero work. I mean, I've seen him go crazy. I'll just do a quick check-in on my chats. By the way, I can't really read chats, so what's up, people tuning in right now? I can read chat right now, but later on I'm not going to be able to. So what's up, everyone joining? Hold on, let me check my Discord to see everything's good. Oh, actually, Fnatic will pick up a Abed Timbersaw. Looks like people are just joining here. Again, this is going to be game 1 between Fnatic and Execration. This is PGL Bucharest Southeast Asian Qualifier. Thanks everyone for joining and watching this nice game here for EE-sama. I think these teams are pretty evenly matched. Fnatic don't look too strong right now. In the recent matchup against Fnatic Execration, Fnatic did 2-0 them, but it was close. It looks like Execration just wasn't able to close out the game. They came pretty far ahead in the laning stage, but they just ended up throwing their lead with a couple of bad movements across the map. It took really a couple of good smoke ganks from Fnatic, and they're able to turn the game around. We're going to see what happens in this game. So I would definitely favor Fnatic. I'd say they're probably the favorites, right, to take this series, but Execration can surprise them. So in terms of the drafts on either side, I will actually favor Fnatic's. The main thing is this PL, right? Yeah, I mean, you see the Timber Saw, and you're like, oh, the hero's pretty good against PL, but if PL gets out of control, he gets out of control, and he can build into even like a Silver Edge to deal with the Timber Saw later on if need be. Or Tiny can do that as well, or maybe Doom, right? But the main thing is they can Doom Abed, and they can just focus the rest of the heroes. I mean, Wraith King does absolutely nothing against the PL. And hold on a second, just turn on my smooth camera. I don't know why it unbinds, but just gonna fix this real quick, and let's just do the player intros real quick. So we're gonna have Nando. He's gonna be playing the carry Tiny for Execration. It will be Lumic, aka Chemo, on the silencer. We got Raging Potato, Bimbo on the Ogre Magi. What a fitting hero for Raging Potato. He always goes crazy. So Ogre Magi, perfect pick. Carl will be taking the PL mid, and good luck Idol, says Carl. Really respects Abed here. And Yash will be taking the Doom in the off lane. Eternal Envy, Deku going to be taking the Wraith King to the safe lane. Abed will be on Timber Saw mid. We got DJ on the Shadow Shaman. Ohio will be taking the Underlord off lane. And I'm missing someone, right? Yeah, Pilot Eye playing the Elder Titan. He's actually going to be playing Elder Titan over DJ. Usually Elder Titan is the 4 position, but they're going to switch positions a little bit here. I think Fnatic has been doing that. I think DJ has been playing 5 in some of the games. This is interesting. DJ, let's check out the block. We're going to watch the mid block. This is really important in this patch. You always see a player block mid no matter what. Having that lane advantage in the mid lane is really, really important, because it's going to allow you to get those early denies, which matter so much now in this patch. So let's just watch the block here from either side. I'm going to see DJ is winning so far, I believe. Oh, it's actually quite even. Oh, the range creeps in front. Oh, they're catching it. And, oh, Raging Potato barely coming ahead of the block. And this is what I like to see. Sometimes the support, they block mid and they stay mid for too long. They feel like they're obligated to stay in the first wave, but DJ wastes no time. He TP's top, realized he needs to be here to efficiently zone out the Tiny. The Elder Titan's not going to be able to do it alone, and they're actually going to be able to dominate this lane. Tiny's very good in 1v1 matchups, but aggro lane against him, and he has a pretty hard time, so he's actually going to TP out, swapping to the bottom lane. And he'd rather 1v1 an Underlord than deal with this tri-lane. And the thing is, DJ actually TP top, so he can't follow him, but Envy as well as Pilot Eye can. So for this mid matchup, there's really nothing that PL can do to Timbersaw. But later on, once he gets the Diffusal Blade, he can start annoying the Timbersaw. I don't think he'll be able to kill him, but burning his mana will definitely affect his ability to go crazy. So, not the strongest last pick hero they could have picked for Abed. Wasn't the hero I was expecting. I was expecting more something like a Storm. I don't think Invoker was a good pick, but it was really Storm I was predicting, but I guess they thought Storm would be too susceptible to the burst damage from Tiny. Again, alright, where's my Facebook message here? What is going on? I'm going to check my Facebook. Sorry about this. What is this? Alright, that was nothing important. Again, I gotta check Facebook in case there's any important messages, but that was just a meme picture. Alright, anyway, back to the game, guys. So, Tiny will rotate to the bottom lane. They did just score a kill there on, who was it? Ohio. And, yeah, Tiny is really happy. This hero is pretty broken here. He does so much damage, cleaves the wave as well. I believe they're definitely going to nerf him. I mean, he's like first ban almost every single game right now. Abed is free farming mid. Carl is doing just fine as well. We're going to see Pilot Eye with the rotation in, maybe hoping to find a kill or something like that, but no, he's going to head back top. Lumic just going for some pulls right now. Doom not having a good time in this top lane. I believe Doom did end up going down. Yep, he did indeed. And Fnatic going to keep up this aggression. Oh, Envy just stunning Yash for the deny. That's a tilting play. Anytime where you commit mana for a deny, I think it's actually worth it. It always tilts the enemy, right? When you're like Luna, you like Lucent Beam them, then deny. Very annoying. Anyway, Yash eats a creep here. He gets the Thunderclap. Pilot Eye staying up here in the top lane, so it will be his full-on aggro try from Fnatic. This is not something you see very often, but I think the reason why Fnatic do decide to go for this is they don't want to feed kills to Execration. Last time they met Execration in one of these regional qualifiers, there's definitely a lot of kills fed, and I think Fnatic's trying to avoid that. They pick a really hard to kill mid hero, the Timbersaw, and they're picking a carry with 2 lives. So we see the stun onto Doom, and they're going to follow up with the Shackles, the Stomp as well, but Doom is quite tanky. However, he doesn't have the Scorched Earth. He might be in trouble here, and he will get taken out. And in the meantime, simultaneously, Nando as well as Raging Potato score a kill onto Ohio. 1-for-1 trade, offlaner for offlaner, but Execration will only commit 2 heroes, while Fnatic committed 3. I think overall it's still an even trade. Abed now playing very aggressively under Carl's tower. There's really nothing that PL can do, as I said. He's just going to have to deal with this. I mean, I don't think anyone could do anything against Abed until they have Doom. So Abed having a free time for now, but later on they definitely have the answers to deal with him. Meanwhile, back at the top lane, Envy gets stun on to Doom, and look at that crit damage. He has stun again in 1, and they're going to send the Spirit out as well. They can stomp 2, and there should be another kill. And they'll kill Yash as soon as he TP's back. Ogre makes a rotation in with the haste stream. They're going to look for the kill there into Envy to make this a 1-for-1. I think it might be worth it. Yash's sacrifice is valiant as they're going to take out Envy. That's +2 int for Lumic, and they're going to get another kill here onto DJ most likely. But the Spirit, it will not get the stop in time to save DJ. Now Pilot Eye coming in. No chance to fight against these 2 heroes even though they're pretty low. But Envy will make the TP back in. Raging Potato has to be a little bit careful, but he does have boots. He has Bloodlust, so it's actually pretty survivable. Has level 4, so it's actually pretty high level. Probably Chemo as well as Bimbo gonna go Shrine. There's a ward here spotting them out. He's actually just gonna casually farm these creeps. Back in the bottom lane, we're gonna see that Nando is dominating as expected. And that's one of the reasons why Tiny is so OP. You're going to hear like Underlord can't comfortably lane against him. With a couple of ganks now, Tiny is somewhat dominating the lane, almost doubling up the CS of Ohio. But one thing about Ohio, he's very good at recovery, and you see here, find some stacks for himself in the jungle. From the top lane, there's going to be action as Carl makes the rotation in. He wants to find the kill onto Envy. Raging Potato gets the stun. Envy's in a lot of trouble. Has the magic wand, not enough to save his life. And Carl is just going to get that casual kill on TB back mid to defend the tower as Abed is continuing to put pressure here on the mid lane. Oh, Pilot Eye going to walk back. He's only level 3 again. Raging Potato really has the experience advantage over him, mostly because of the kills that he's gotten. Now Abed, kind of low in HP and mana, but I mean, he's still very tanky. A lot of armor on him. Pilot Eye saving this Arcane Rune, and uh-oh, Raging Potato might be in trouble. Oh, nope, he just actually bloodlusts himself, and they won't have nothing to do with him. He's a little bit too hard to kill, way too fast. DJ gonna take the experience in the top lane. Envy, a little bit of trouble. He's not having a good time compared to the Tiny. And once again, we're going to see Execration find an early lead against Fnatic in the early game. Now, the one thing that Fnatic have for them is Abed. He almost kills Carl here, but he doesn't have the Timber Chain, so he's not going to be able to jump forward. And DJ actually just taking over the top lane. Envy resorting to the jungle. There's going to be a ward placed here from Execration. And one thing Wraith King is good at doing is actually jungle. He can jungle fairly quickly, but the experience from the jungle is a bit lackluster. So you can get the gold, but you won't get that much experience. Carl gonna get stomped up in the mid lane, put to sleep Abed, putting a ton of pressure on the tower with this first catapult, taking it very low. Abed gonna get a Spirit Lance thrown at him. Carl will go for the max Spirit Lance build, and Abed will secure this tower. He's tanking the creep wave a lot, or the tower a lot, and it's gonna allow his creep wave to survive, and he will secure the last hit. However, in the bottom lane, Nando gonna do a ton of damage to the tower down here bottom as well. He can even just toss creeps, and oh, miss a kill here top as Envy takes out Yash once again. Ohio looks like he TP'd back to base with his ultimate, but that's gonna mean that the tower will fall. So Yash dies once again, but He's 0 and 4 at this point. Doesn't have level 6 yet, so he's definitely shut down harder than Ohio. But Fnatic is committing pretty much 3 heroes to do this. Only 2 now, with Pilot Eye making the rotation to the mid lane. And he will once again stomp Carl. Abed looking to go for the burst damage combo, but Carl should be able to doppelganger away. Alright, I'm missing kills. Whoops. DJ and Envy will get another kill pop. I'm surprised they're just committing heroes here still. I guess it's forcing DJ to be here. If they completely abandon the top lane, DJ can go gank elsewhere, but Ohio is getting a lot of farm as a result. I feel like they should just put more pressure on Ohio. Maybe they're not killing Abed, let's be real, but they're actually going to TP back top. Now if Abed makes the rotation here, there's a good chance that they just die again. PL is not in fighting shape yet. He's not ready to fight. He doesn't want to fight. If Underlord's involved, if Timber's involved, he doesn't want to be in that fight at all. But we will see an aggressive maneuver from Execration, but that's just going to lead to their deaths again. PL will make the rotation in, and they're going to head straight for Envy. Envy will fall. And can they cancel DJ's TP? Nope, not quite. Abed maybe in a little bit of trouble now. They do have the Doom. They need to stun him, and he's going to get doomed up. He gets his TP canceled, and Abed walks into 4, and Execration bringing 4 top will have enough. And it's quite surprising. Actually, will Pilot Eye being there actually do anything? But that is a 5-man rotation from Execration. They will want to take this tower. Abed's dead for 20. In the meantime, though, Ohio is finding space to catch up. And he will be TPing top. He wants to defend this push. The tower is full HP. I don't think that Execration will be able to take this one. Envy is coming in. He's still level 5. Now, even though he's getting all these kills tops, Tiny is way ahead of him because he's been soloing bottom. The shackles onto Raging Potato, but he will manage to survive with the magic stick. Comes around with the stun, but Nando is stuck in the Pit of Malice. He's stuck in the Serpent Wards, and he will go down. There's 2 kills for Fnatic. Pilot Eye looking for more, but not going to be able to catch anyone. What the heck, Envy? He just died to fire. He just burned down. So that's his ultimate on cooldown. 200 seconds. That sucks. I hope at least he didn't die for real, but I almost want to die for real there. Actually, probably not. He's already so far behind. He's going for the phase boost build. If you've been following Envy in pubs, this is what he's been doing. He's going for phase boots, Shadow Blade just to create space, and Abed will be the main farmer. He's going to be the one pushing the waves out, while Envy will be doing a mixture of jungling / going for ganks. And he's actually quite close to that Shadow Blade, about more than halfway there, considering that he does have a decent amount of deaths. I mean, that's not bad, but Tiny is still way above him in the net worth. Tiny did end up going down, but yeah, Tiny almost has his Shadow Blade already complete, and Carl is doing pretty well in terms of farm as well. So overall, the cores inside of Execration doing a lot better than Fnatic, but Abed is up there, and they almost get a kill there onto DJ, and actually they indeed will get the kill there with the damage over time. Now Lumic getting burned down by the Firestorm. Raging Potato getting chased down at the shrine, but he will heal up a lot. Now Yash making the rotation in. Envy, keep in mind he doesn't have the ultimate. They're going to head straight for him. They will get the kill there onto Raging Potato. Ohio looking to Uber out. There's going to be the Earth Splitter used by Pilot Eye, and Ohio cancels his ultimate actually. This might be a mistake, or it might not, as Abed actually kills Yash, and they're going to toss Abed on to Pilot Eye, securing the kill there, and Nando gets the stun, but the root coming in from Ohio will allow Abed to finish off the kill, and that's going to be a 3-for-2 trade in the favor of Fnatic when I look at the fight recap, and it's going to be pretty much even in terms of the gold swing and experience swing, but there's a slight advantage there for Fnatic. The main thing is Abed surviving there. I think Envy's happy to die. Once again, he's kind of the sacrificial position for Fnatic at this point. Nando looking to play very aggressively at this point. He does have the Shadow Blade, looking for maybe a potential kill here onto Abed. This won't be easy, but he's looking for it. He's just waiting for the Shadow Blade, but he's going to decide otherwise. However, now back in the bottom lane, Raging Potato as well as Yash finds Envy. They're going to doom him up, and he has no ultimate yet, still on cooldown. And they're going to kill Envy once again. He's feeding a little bit here. 5 deaths already onto him. Yash getting revenge for what happened to him in the laning stage, but DJ gonna find the shackles on to Lumic, and they're gonna blast him to smithereens, while Pilot Eye gets taken out by Nando in the back. And they're going to look for Abed now, and they cancel his Timber Chain with the Infernal Blade, and they're actually going to be able to kill Abed. A disaster for Fnatic. Now, DJ is stuck in the middle of nowhere. He does have a TP to get himself away. Meanwhile, Ohio laning up here in the top lane with Carl. Oh, they're going to actually scan out DJ. Why is he not TP'd yet? What is going on? And they're going to find him. He will get the Hex onto Yaj, but now he's going to get slowed by the Ignite. Now, there's no escape for him now. They just need to save the stun. They're going to run him. He's going to try to deny himself, but that's not going to work as he will go down. Now, I don't actually know Fnatic's game plan at this point. I feel like Execration, they have a pretty standard way to win this game now. The thing is, Timbersaw is a very snowball hero, and Abed has already died twice. This is affecting his progression a lot, while Nando is just going out of control. It's actually pretty surprising that Fnatic just let Execration get tiny once again. I mean, sure, they beat Execration's tiny before, last time they met up, but I would say that's more so an Execration throwing than their own play. So, I'm surprised they just give Nando the tiny. Last time they were playing Execration, it wasn't their true lineup. They had a stand-in instead of Nando, and Raging Potato was playing carry instead. But this time, Execration are meeting Fnatic head-to-head with their full lineup, and they might be able to get the win this time around. I definitely am expecting them to win this game. The game, of course, is still very even, only less than a 1k or about a 1k net worth advantage for Execration. But overall, I do think just the status of the game is favoring Execration, because once this PL gets the Diffusal Blade, I mean, Wraith King is going to be worthless, right? He's just going to get all his mana burn until he gets level 20, but he's only level 8, 14 minutes in, and your carry is level 8. That is never a good sign. I mean, Ohio is having, you know, a pretty decent game considered what was happening to him in the laning stage, and he's made quite a comeback, but I don't know about this as Abed gets caught out, and he's going to get tossed right onto Carr. The Global Silence comes out, and he didn't go for Yules. He didn't go for anything to remove the silence. He went for the Bloodstone, the greedy build, and Abed going to get taken out. In the top lane, though, they are dropping the Serpent Wards, and they will take out this tier 2, but I feel like this tier 2 doesn't matter. The rest of Fnatic going to back off. Ohio Ubers away, and Execration heading straight towards mid lane. Ohio actually went to the mid lane instead of base, so he's actually quite low. He has to watch out. If Nando catches a glimpse of him, he will get tossed in and die, and he will salve up now, but this tower will certainly fall. And Nando getting the last hit there. Very smart play here from DJ and Pilot Eye to still play in the top lane. However, Pilot Eye overextended himself a little bit here, and he's going to feed into way to Lumic. No, the high ground miss, and oh, that one won't miss as Lumic gets himself another plus. He already is up to plus 18. That's actually quite good. 15 minutes in, plus 18 in, not bad. And Envy has to be careful here. Carl, he's going to go straight for him. And if he gets his mana burn, doesn't matter if he has a reincarnation. Envy in so much trouble here. He gets one more Spirit Lance, and Envy is done for. Oh, no. Oh, Carl actually going to back away. Envy had the magic wand, and he was afraid of potential backup, and there was backup on the way, so I think that was the correct move there. And Envy won't go down. There's a big creep wave pushing in, and he's just going to farm it up. Play it safe, force Envy back, and get the farm. Safe, guaranteed farm. Raging Potato already has a Spirit Vessel, so he's incredibly farmed here. Actually, more net worth than the offlane Doom. Raging Potato, always a standout player. He's always either feeding or just going ham, absolute ham. In this game, he's going ham. 14 assists already on him, 2, 2, and 14. What a player. Now Nando has a Silver Edge, so that's the answer to Timbersaw. It's actually quite troubling that he has such an early Silver Edge. And Carl has a pretty decent Diffusal Blade timing as well. He has his Yasha almost complete. Just needs the Bands of Elving Skin. Nando gonna farm it up in the jungle. Gonna go for the Sanjin Yasha. Core item on Tiny. I mean, he benefits from every aspect of that item. Finally, Abed picks up the Bloodstone, but that is so delayed. Usually you expect Bloodstone on mid Timbersaw by like 14-15 minutes or something like that. But with the deaths onto him. It's definitely affected his timings. And now Execration gonna go for a 4-man smoke gank here as PL pushes out the bottom lane. However, Fnatic already smelling this gank coming. They're using their scans and they're positioning themselves in a position where they're not going to get caught by this. Actually, they're going to go for a smoke gank of their own here, baiting Abed. And we might just see a full 5-on-5 engagement break out here. Now, if Execration want to reinforce this top lane, they will have to TP to the Shrine. But Fnatic already positioned themselves to take this fight. And I think that if Fnatic run into Execration here, they will catch them by surprise, and indeed they find Raging Potato. However, the global silence comes out. He did get stunned up. The stop misses, doesn't get the sleep onto anybody. Now the Earth Splitter gonna catch Yash. He will get taken out without being able to cast a Doom. That was global silence wasted. Fnatic catch out Execration by surprise, and this is how Fnatic came back last time they met up. However, they get the Silver Edge proc onto Abed, and they will toss him into air. They get the stun, and they take his int as well. 20 int for Lumic. They drop the Serpent Wards here. Lumic can farm it up. Actually, they're afraid. They're too afraid, so they're going to back off. But during this whole time, PL was farming. I would say that's a major win there for Execration. They get a kill onto Abed. Once again, they did use Global Silence, but that was a 4v5 engagement. They traded 1-for-1, an off lane for a mid, and they also were just farming the PL that whole time. Now, Abed gonna get caught out by Raging Potato here, and they actually can kill him. The Spirit Vessel, insanely good against the Timber Saw, but he did manage just barely to get the Timber Chain away. Raging Potato, what are you doing? Bimbo? Hello? Oh, he's just gonna try to TP away. He's not gonna get it, as he will go down. And that's a classic Raging Potato play, but Nando wanting to go back in. However, he has to be careful. Everyone's here, dude. Nando, he will get the kill there onto Abed, but is it worth it? No status distance. They can't lock him down in time. He's going to be able to TP out. And alright, Nando, calculated play. 1-for-1 trade. It is freaking Raging Potato. He feeds his life. Suddenly, Nando comes in, makes up for his errors, resolves his sins, and gets a kill onto Abed once again. And that's disastrous. Because once again, PL is just farming. He's taking the top tower while Abed is dying. Josh stacking it up here. This is a huge ancient stack now here for Execration. And Tiny can take that really easily. And he's farming pretty close to a Yasha. And once he gets that Sonya Yasha, it's going to be very hard to kill. Fnatic a little bit lacking on the disabled department. Actually, not really. But again, Tiny has status resistance. So all the disabled is going to just not last as long. And if they can't catch and lock down the Tiny, mainly the Timber Saw, that's the main issue. And I expect Execration just to focus Abed. Abed, every single fight. If they can take out Abed, there's really nothing they have to be afraid of. I mean, Envy is literally nothing, right? He has no answer to PL, so if PL gets on top of Envy, he's just dead every single time. It's quite sad. And Raging Potato, level 12 on him, still out farming the Doom, or not out farming, but has a higher net worth. Is building into drums. Wants to get some more Spirit Vessel charges, and of course the Bloodlust on Tiny is going to be incredible. It's like an IO, and Nando definitely really scary right now. Envy dewarding, alright. Abed still with no item progression, only 7 Bloodstone charges on him, and not very close to his Yules yet even. Ohio, DJ Paladai, they're just playing a very defensive position. The scan coming out from Execration, going to spot out where Fnatic are positioned. Envy summoning a bunch of skeletons here, which will just get taken out by that Satyr Blast. Now Envy looking to go in with initiation with the Shadow Blade, gets a stun there onto Yash. Now they head straight onto Ohio, burning his mana. Look at those skeletons, look at those snakes. There's a bunch of units here, but there's also a bunch of PL illusions. It will be a 1-for-1 trade, offlaner for offlaner. But Nando, where is he headed? He's looking to rat, maybe. He's like, alright, can I get this tier 3? And he's going to go for it. And immediate fort coming out from Fnatic, and Nando will back away. Abed will come in to defend, and now Nando, maybe he's going to look for Envy. He does still have the reincarnation up, and instead he's going to back away in the jungle. Maybe they're going to look for Abed instead, but Abed smartly Timber Chains back into base. He is also out of mana. Carl TB's the top lane, has the Manta style already, and he's starting to get out of control. 12k net worth on Carl, and he's absolutely out farming everyone on the side of Fnatic. I mean, he's been pretty much free farming, not having to be involved in a lot of fights. And Lumic, 22 int on him. This is a lot different from how I was playing yesterday against Geek Fam, or Team Flash, rather. But it's because in this game, he's more active, getting a lot of int stolen, and Carl continuing to farm up, going for Blink Dagger as his next item, while Abed is falling behind. At least he has a Yule Scepter now, so that's one way to remove the Global Silence. But if he still gets doomed, I mean he's just pretty much dead. Ohio, though, has been farming well. He's actually out farming Envy right now, and he's just a tanky hero, right? He's built for the Crimson as well as Pipe, and gonna just make himself tanky as well as the rest of his team. Pretty tanky against these PL illusions, but I think Tiny is able to just dish out so much damage that I don't think these items gonna help. They will help a little bit, but Tiny is quite scary right now with the Silver Edge and soon to be finished Sanjay Yasha, and also is right clicking very fast with the Bloodlust, also moving very fast. And again, I don't really like what's going to happen to the Wraith King. I can see what Fnatic's plan was with the Wraith King, but it's just not working out. Envy ended up dying too much. And compare carries in this game. I mean, Nando is 8-1, while Envy is 4-5. And Nando, though, walked right into a trap here as he's going to get a lot of damage done to him. However, he's too fast. The Global Silence comes out. It's going to cover the retreat. However, Envy coming in. He can get the stun here onto Raging Potato. He will toss it out. And now the Firestorm and the Earth Splitter, it's going to burn Raging Potato down. And that's going to be all 5 members of Fnatic. Oh my god. Paladai with the godlike sleep. Gonna hit onto 3, but can they follow up in time? Nando's already healed up, and now they're walking themselves into a trap potentially here. They're gonna get the Doom there right onto Abed. They're gonna lose already DJ, but Lumic falls. Carl is stuck on a cliff. He has an Arcane Rune, and Nando's definitely gonna go in for this one. 100%. They're gonna toss a Spirit Lance towards Envy, but he does have the ultimate, and they're a little bit too afraid. Ohio, with so much tanky aura items, is going to keep Fnatic alive. Nando does get away, as well as Carl, so I wouldn't say the worst trade there for Execration, but they did commit their doom there. They committed the Global Silence, and you can see the Underlord pick paying off greatly there for Fnatic. Abed slowly getting back into the game. He's eking his way back up in the net worth charts, but Nando is going straight for a BKB. He realizes this Firestorm, this Timbersaw, is doing way too much damage to him, and he needs that BKB over the Sanjay Yasha. So once he has that, he will be pretty much untouchable, but can he kill anyone is the main question. I think that Execration need to get a better initiation off. They need the Doom to go in with the Blink Doom. And Envy finds a catch here onto Nando, but they don't have detection. However, they're going to try to kill him regardless of detection. Nando needs to juke the Timbersaw. Abed not be able to make the prediction plays, and Nando will get away. Now Envy really needs to carry Dust. He's the main initiation for the team, so a bit of a mistake on him there. But, I mean, he didn't expect to catch the Tiny like that, I guess. So, Carl going to continue to push out the lane bottom. Did end up buying that Blink Dagger. Going to go for a Heart as his next item. That's going to help him sustain. The thing about Execration is Yaj is quite underfarmed. Again, he's still less net worth than the Ogre, surprisingly. And Execration does have about a 6k net worth advantage. Abed heading into the Shiva's Guard, which will be one way to deal with the PL. We can actually see that the Wraith King pick is starting to recover a little bit. The fact that Envy is able to just go in pretty ham, not be that afraid of dying. Again, it is because Carl is mainly split pushing. He's not in these engagements, and Envy knows this, right? He always sees the PL on the map, or at least the illusions. He knows that PL is not going to be there because that's the hero he has to be afraid of. Otherwise, he can go ham, right? And even if he does die, he'll be able to respawn. And of course, he's always playing nearby Ohio as well as Paladai, which can recover his retreat if he does end up going down and losing his reincarnation cooldown. Now, continuing in this game, thanks for the follow, Rainforce21. Ohio gonna split up with the rest of the team now. Again, Fnatic have to be careful with splitting up. That's when they're gonna get caught out by Execration. Execration have a lot better pickoff lineup than Teamfight, while Fnatic's Teamfight is quite good with the both the Underlord as well as Elder Titan. Now Execration looking to posture aggressively around Roshan. Of course, Roshan is something that's going to be important for both teams, but I would say more important for Fnatic. I think if they can get Roshan, Aegis onto Envy, they're going to be able to play more aggressive with him and just buy a lot of space in a team fight. And Wraith King is a hero that isn't really that good when you don't really have a team to play around him, but he can be OP if you do it properly, because it's like you always have an Aegis on your carry, so you can always play around that, and it's like a perfect Envy hero, right? Known for his feeds. If you can just put an Aegis onto him, a free Aegis, I mean, he's gonna feed and come back. But Execration will sneak this Roshan here. Fnatic knows that it's happening, but they're not gonna get back in time. Abed gonna try to scout out, but it's too late. Execration sneak the Roshan, and this is actually really bad for Fnatic. They want that Aegis, and is Execration gonna do their classic feed? They're heading straight in. They're going ham. But this might be too ham, as Ohio starts the ultimate channel, but he cancels it immediately. Maybe double clicking. I'm not sure if that was on purpose. Raging Potato will go down, and the Doom was used onto Abed, but they can't actually lock anyone down and finish them off. And so Fnatic survive, and you can see the power of this Underlord building these aura items, able to just keep everyone alive. Pilot coming out with a nice sleep as well. And Lumic is stunned up by Envy, and he will go down as well. It's going to be 2 kills for Fnatic, and Execration went a little bit too ham there. They got the Aegis, and they just ran straight at Fnatic. I mean, they're not that strong. They walk right into the Firestorm, the Pili dies, Stomp, and they just had to back off, right? They didn't have the HP to continue to chase, and they just lost their courier there. Right, Nando just gets the courier kill, and now Fnatic pushing into mid lane. They will take a tier 2, and you can notice how Fnatic, they're just playing together. They're playing as a team. While Execration, they were more split up, which did result in a farm advantage, but because of the reactionary playstyle of Fnatic and the lack of team fight on the side of Execration and control, Fnatic's able to just tank it up. Alright, look how tanky his Underlord is. 2,000 HP on him. He's building towards a mech. He does actually have a mech, I believe. It died on the courier. So he's just going to finish off those Greaves. Even more auras for Ohio. Nando did use his 10-second BKB in the last fight, but he just simply wasn't able to kill anyone. When Fnatic are grouped up as 5, they're very hard to kill. But split them up like this, and DJ just gets solo killed there by Carl, right? Now, so Execration, how are they going to split up Fnatic? Because that's how they're going to win this game, right? They still have the Aegis on the PL. He can go pretty ham. He has a heart as well. And they just need to find an opening on the map where they can catch Fnatic off guard, not prepared to take a fight, right? They just need to find them in a group of 2 or 3, and then they will be able to win a fight. But if Fnatic is as 5, it's going to be very hard, and Abed just might be misplaying right now as he's way too deep here in the bottom lane. Envy is nearby. Abed heals himself in the air. It's going to be a 3v1 against Abed. Can he TP out? Nope, the stun comes out from Raging Potato. That's a multicast, and Abed surely will die, but he's doing a ton of damage. He's buying a lot of time. And is he actually going to live here? No way. No way is he going to live. And Timber Chain's away. He's still surviving. However, every time he's casting his spells, refreshing the Arcane Curse, and Yash will blink forward. He will secure the kill. In the meantime, Nando as well as Kara were pushing the mid lane, and this is how Execration want to play. They want to split up Fnatic, look for these opportunities. They don't want to run straight at Fnatic as they did over here. They're lucky they didn't lose their Aegis or a core hero there. They only lost their 2 supports. Now, they just need to play the split push game. They push the waves in, and eventually Fnatic will have to split up. Either that, or they're just going to get locked in their base if they just play as 5. Right? They need to eventually split up a little bit to just push out the waves. And Carl is continuing to progress in farm. Has his heart complete, of course, going for the butterfly as his next item. As for Nando, he looks like he's going to go for an Assault Gearus. And notice how scared Fnatic are playing as soon as they lose Abed. Right, they are only strong as 5. You see, Abed was able to do so much there, even though he was 1v3. So he's definitely still scary on this Timber Song. You can see why they picked it as their last pick. And PL with an Army Illusion in the top, or Army of Illusion in the top lane, as well as double catapult, gonna try to take this last tier 2 on the map from Fnatic. He doesn't dodge the stomp there, so he's going to get put to sleep, but Nando should be able to come in and finish off this tower easy peasy. And Execration is going to start to group up. Are they going to go high ground here? I don't agree with this. I don't think they fight Fnatic on the high ground. That's how they're going to throw the game. They are 10k net worth ahead, but I don't think that's far ahead enough. Even though they do have the Aegis, Envy tosses the stun there onto Carl. He needs that level 20 real bad. That no reincarnation mana cost is huge for him. And oh, PL gets stuck in the Pit of Malice. Gonna get slept up as well. Gonna send illusions onto Envy. That's a long range shackles onto Lumic. But the shackle is going to get cancelled as Josh blinks in with the BKB. He's trapped in these wards, but the phase boots will get him away. The global silence used. Now Carl trying to farm up the wards. A bit of malice will lock him in place along with his illusions. The Aegis expires in the meantime, but Nando going for the split push plays. What the heck? He just took a Rax bottom by himself. I did not expect that. And that was just a distraction play from Execration. That's what they need to do. That was all a bait. Fnatic didn't even realize until it was too late. Abed's like, hello guys, bottom Rax? Bottom racks, guys, and Shadow Shaman buying back as top racks may be in trouble as they're dooming up Ohio. However, with this buyback, Execration definitely going to back away, and Ohio not even taking damage from this doom. They find the Hex there onto Yash, and he will go down, but that's a worthy trade. They got the racks bottom. They commit the buy, or they force them up to buyback from the Shadow Shaman, and they get away on all of their cores except for Doom. But he's pretty much not a core. I mean, Ogre is still higher net worth than him. And look at the item that Raging Potato is going for. He's queued up a Aghanim Scepter, and I mean, this is a carry your team Ogre Magi if you've ever seen one. The 4-position Ogre, level 18, 1,000 gold away from this Aghanims. I mean, he's incredibly farmed, and this is really problematic for Fnatic. And at some point, like, Abed's even going to have to be annoyed by this Ogre. Like, he's going to try to fight, and Ogre's just going to chain stun him, and he's going to get his mana burn. So, Ogre being this farm is quite a problem. And speaking of Raging Potato, he has an Invis Rune, and he's going to scout out. Fnatic are grouped up right now as they know that Doom is down, but they will have to back away. Doom is respawning, and he's doesn't have Doom quite yet, but they'll still have to be pretty careful, as it's going to be a 14k net worth advantage for Execration. They're quite far ahead. Nando, I mean, right up there in the net worth charts with PL, and he's been having such a good game, 9-1-1. He has the AC complete, and will go back, finish up that Sanjin Yash that he had queued up as his second item, but he decided, yeah, there are better items to buy, like BKB. I mean, at this point, Execration on track to take this game. They already claimed that melee racks bottom. Roshan potentially spawning in a minute or two, and PL seems like he's absolutely out of control. I just don't see how Fnatic deal with him. Both the cores on the side of Execration feel that way. They only have one death each, and I feel like the only way they're gonna lose this game is if they throw. So Fnatic don't have proactive heroes. They're reactionary, and they pick the heroes off the back of how Execration played in the last series against them. Kind of throwy, you know, and they're able to just put themselves in good positions, wait for overextensions, but doesn't seem Execration is doing much of that in this game. There were some moments here and there, but for the most part, they're playing pretty solid. They're clean Dota. And definitely gonna have to give it out there for Raging Potato. He's been playing excellent this game, getting a lot of farm on the Ogre, and he will have this Aghanims in 200, 100 gold. He has it with that shrine going down, so we're gonna see some multicast, some unrefined Fire Blast plays here from Raging Potato. Gonna keep our close eyes on that. Abed will finish up his Shiva's Guard, going for an Aghanim Scepter of his own. He's just split pushing to his heart's content at this point, as he finds his opportunity with the Tiny being top. Again, PL not going to be able to cancel his TP, so he doesn't have to be too worried about that, as Nando finds Ohio. He wanted to toss him back, but unfortunately, I think that might have been a mistake. He's a little bit way too tanky for that, and Carl catches us out, Pilot Eye, but he gets a TP away. And Abed showing himself mid, Raging Potato, camping the high ground. He does have that unrefined Fire Blast, but I don't think they're going to want to start a fight here with PL in the bottom lane. He doesn't have Boots of Travel quite yet to join the team. Envy will buy out for this Radiance, but there's only so much this Radiance actually does, right? And we'll see how it plays out. he is about to get level 20, which is huge for him. Once he gets level 20, yeah, he doesn't have to worry about getting mana burn anymore. And Execration heading down to the bottom shrine, and they're going to take that one right out. Now, how is Fnatic going to win this game exactly? I think it is just based off of this next Roshan fight. Again, if they could get this Roshan, this Aegis, onto Envy, they have 3 lives on him, and Abed is pretty much unkillable. Even if he does get doomed, I mean, he's still quite tanky, unless Execration is going to be able to focus him with everything they have. But with the Underlord as well as Pilot Eye creating space, I don't think they can kill Abed in these fights. As we saw, they doomed him multiple times now, and they haven't been able to take him out recently. He's a little bit too tanky for that now. But the one thing that Fnatic has to be careful of is this Ogre, right? If they let this Ogre run free reign in these team fights, he will be stun locking heroes, and it's just going to make it impossible for Fnatic to kill anyone themselves. So unless Execration overextend, I don't see Fnatic being able to kill anyone on the side of Execration. So it's like a bit of a stalemate where neither side can kill each other, and you know what will break the stalemate is if one side gets an Aegis. So if it's already hard to kill a team once, if you add an Aegis and a cheese to that, it's going to be almost impossible, right? And Fnatic realize this. They're going to go for a smoke right when they think Aegis is, or Roshan is about to spawn, which is in 16 seconds from now. So they're right on the mark, actually, and they're going to look for an opportunity. They're going to look for anyone that's out of position, so they can open up this play into Roshan. They will find Raging Potato, and he force stabs himself into 5, but PL is already here, and he's so tanky, he actually will go down finally. The Earth Splitter doesn't really connect onto anybody. Chemo, what are you doing? It's not very good position, and he will back himself away. The BKB will be used on the Tiny. It's going to be a 1-for-1 now, 1-for-2 as Pilot Eye falls as well. Envy will lose his reincarnation. Now the Doom going to be used onto Abed, but actually he got a Lotus Orb put onto him, so Yaj actually dooms himself as well. But I don't think he actually cares too much about that now as PL wants to go in. But look at the space creation from Ohio. It's going to make it so hard for them to focus Abed, and he will actually get the Doom removed from him. Now Carl is in trouble. He will go down here as he gets Jules up into the air, and as you see, dooming Abed not going to result in a kill. As long as Ohio's alive there, you can see how much work he was able to do there with the Pit of Malice, the as well as the Lotus Orb reflecting that doom onto Yaj. And that's going to be a major win there for Fnatic. And now they're going to turn right into Roshan. They can do this. Abed tanking. He's going to be able to soak all the damage. Envy does a decent amount of damage on his own, but mainly the Firestorm also. It does do percentage-based damage on Roshan. As a result, it's going to allow them to take it out very fast. And once again, this is how Execration lost to Fnatic in the last series, and they're going to just do a repeat. And they're not learning from their mistakes. When Roshan is about to be up, they have to expect that Fnatic will go for a smoke like that. And Raging Potato got caught completely unaware. Now Nando with a crazy play forced to pop BKB in Fnatic's base. He will be able to TP away the item drop from DJ to taunt him. But now there it is. It's going to be Aegis on to Envy. Cheese as well going to be picked up just right now in Ohio's backpack. And they also claimed Execration's gem. Now, this is not going to win them the game, but if they're going to win the game, as I said, it's going to be with an Envy Aegis. Now, he has 3 lives to work with. As you saw there, Abed was unkillable even if they doomed him. Now, add a 3-life Wraith King in the mix, and I don't know how Execration will take these fights. But they're going to try, actually, as the heart gets picked up on Nando, but it's without buyback. This is so throwy. What is he doing? He runs right into Envy with the status resistance. Status resistance can't save his life. He doesn't have BKB on cooldown for 10 seconds. He gets caught in the root. Uh-oh, he might just be dead. And he's going to be dead without buyback. He's dead for 90 seconds. What is that play from Nando? And now Fnatic, they can head straight down the bottom lane, grouped up as 5. They're going to push in towards this tier 2. They can go high ground, and Tiny won't have buyback. I think they might be able to even claim a Rax here, because there's no way that Execration is killing Fnatic without the Tiny. And look at this, Ohio doesn't give a single cares in the world. There's going to be DD onto Envy as well, and I think Envy's making the call. He's like, screw bottom lane. You can take bottom tower, but I'm going mid. I have a DD. He's running straight in here with the Shadow Blade, the Phase Boots as well, and Execration is smoked up. There's a little bit of damage also done to these towers as well, just from creeps coming in, and mostly like probably the Catapult has been doing this, but Envy going crazy. He's going to take out the tier 3 top. He will lose his reincarnation here, but again, he still has Aegis to back up. The Global Silence comes out. Abed is coming in. Lumic taking a little bit of damage here. The Doom will be used onto Abed, but I don't think that he can die. DJ will go down. The Pit of Malice catches 3, and they want to go for Envy, but he still has the Aegis. And remember, he does have reincarnation, cost no mana, so they're not going to be he's not going to have to be afraid of mana burn anymore. But now Kara wants to go in. Tiny respawning in 10, and I think Execration might actually hold here. Ohio getting forced in. What a play there from Raging Potato. He's going to get stun locked down, but the heart, or the cheese coming out from Ohio, gonna bring him back to full. I would think that was a bit of a bait actually, that he put himself out of position there. Envy wanted to go back in. He has reincarnation up again, so if he dies here, he's not gonna lose his Aegis still. And this is what we're talking about, the 3-life Wraith King. It's really scary. And toss back. Oh, actually just gonna kill Yash. Whoops. And Tiny, he's already used his BKB. He's stuck in the Pit of Malice. He can't leave, and he's gonna go down. 90 seconds off the deck for Tiny. Envy wanting to just lose his life here. He's like, please kill me, and he will go down. Abed about half HP, but he's still quite healthy for a Timbersaw. And and a stun lock from the Ogre actually might kill Abed here, but no, Carl maybe going a little bit too deep. Abed coming back in, gets the Chakrams out, and he will take out Carl. And Fnatic with what a turnaround. Execration were about 15k ahead, but now they're looking like they might actually lose this game. Envy will finally lose his Aegis here. Maybe the auras? No, there's the Aegis. But he still has reincarnation, 8 seconds. That's going to be another life. It's going to be a Rax here for sure. Carl did have to buy back. If he dies again here, it might just be game. Tiny still off the game for 40 seconds. He's not going to be able to contribute in this. And that was such a throwaway play from Nando. He bought a heart, went right into Fnatic, 5 heroes, and lost his life there. Didn't have BKB up there either. And now that's 1 Rax down for Fnatic. The gold graph is gonna be a huge swing, as I expect. Look at that. Look at that. And they're gonna play it safe. They're gonna back off, take the shrine instead. And that's gonna be a completed Mjolnir for Envy. Abed TPing to the bottom lane. They're gonna let the skeletons finish off their work here. And will they actually be able to do it? Let's watch. Skeletons. The smooth cam doesn't want to watch this. They're actually gonna take out the shrine. Anyway, Carl did commit his buyback there. He is 6-slotted, so it's not going to affect him in his item progression. Well, it will, but like not directly, right? He's going to be as strong as he gets pretty much. He can replace his blink, but other than that, Tiny is also 6-slotted, but you can just see that Fnatic as a team is just playing better than Execration, right? It's not like their draft beats Execration in a way, but Execration need to just play chill, right? They need to play around Fnatic, force them to split up like how they got this bottom Rax, but they just got a little bit overconfident. And now Fnatic as a 5-ball is reaching their peak timing here with completely maxed out aura items on Ohio with a heart as well. They're just out tanking Execration. I already said it in the laning stage. How do you beat a team that goes crazy for kills? You just be so tanky they can't kill you. Right, you get Aegis, you get cheese, and that's exactly what happened. And now we're gonna see if Fnatic can actually take this second set of racks here. Global Silence comes out, the Doom gets used on Abed, and they're actually able to take him out this time around. He doesn't have buyback. Envy. Ooh, he actually goes invis. They don't have detection. No, what Envy? Alright, that was a little bit scary, but Envy still survives. Where's the detection? How does no one have detection? They have a sentry here, but he was just out of range. Oh, actually, the sentry was just dropped. They didn't drop a sentry. Envy lived. They just thought they already killed him or something. And in the mix, Lumic didn't drop the sentry in time. And big error there from Execration. Envy could have been dead there as well. That could have opened up the map so much for them. Instead, he gets away, sneaks away on the skin of his teeth. Now Nando with a haste rune. He is level 25. 3 times toss charges. Raging Potato is still so farmed for an ogre, but this game is entirely evened out now. Again, Execration can still take this. Right? They need to outmaneuver Fnatic. Now, the main win condition here for Fnatic is Carl doesn't have buyback. Next, Roshan is up soon, and expect Fnatic to play around it. And in this game, it can be summed up to one thing. It's just game understanding. Fnatic is showing a better game understanding than Execration. This goes down to just having smarter, players that have been around the scene for longer. I mean, it sounds bad, right? To say that Fnatic is smarter than Execration, but it's just, I mean, it's kind of a fact. Maybe not, as Lumic's pretty smart, right? He stole 26 in, but maybe not anymore, as he just ended up dying there. But just with the coaching as well, they have Adam 343 coaching Fnatic, and they're just making the better decisions come late game. Whereas Execration, they played really well up until this point where they just lose these heroes here. Give this Aegis to Fnatic, and then of course that big throw from Nando. But everything is added up bit by bit, and it seems like once they lose control of the game, they just are lost. While Fnatic, they're very comfortable, and that is Envy's comfort zone, right? 12k net worth behind, 15k net worth behind, with Iraq's missing. That's where Envy thrives. And now Envy building for absolute tank, gonna go for a heart as his last item pickup. So we're gonna have 2 hearts here on Fnatic. This is the most hearts I think I've ever seen in a single game. You got a heart on Tiny, you got a heart on Envy coming out soon, as well as Ohio. And PL, of course. Alright, Abed needs to join the heart squad. Come on, Abed. It's actually not a good item on Timber at all, but speaking of items, Carl will pick up a Abyssal Blade, and he's going to sell his Blink for that, as well as completely buy out for it, as he still won't have buyback for 2 minutes. Roshan is up, by the way. It's just spawned, so Fnatic already looking towards it. Envy going to walk in the pit, and he's going to start right at it. And Execration have to know this. Someone has to keep the timing. If they let Fnatic get this Aegis, I think that Fnatic can just brute force end the game. And they might actually just get it here. Execration doesn't seem to be aware at all. Rosh is already less than half dead, and they're not going to make it in time. And this might be disastrous. That's Aegis, that's Cheese, that's Refresher Shard for Fnatic. But Envy is getting thrown in there. What is this? It's a freaking toss spree from Nando. He's just throwing them in the air, like juggling them like bowling pins. And in the backline here, PL gonna go for Abed. He did get doomed up, but Saz resistance, the doom is already gone. DJ will be the first to fall, and now Yash is in a lot of trouble here. Lumic gets taken out. Ohio is unkillable. Yash will get taken out as well. That's 2 kills for Fnatic. Envy still has the Aegis, and in 14 seconds he also has Reincarnation again. And Nando knew that that fight was not going to be able to be won, so he already backed himself away long ago. Now Carl also backed up to the top lane, will defend against these creeps. They do trade 1 for 2, but most importantly, Fnatic got that Aegis. They got the Cheese as well. And Ohio gonna head straight down mid. Alright, they're stacking up hearts and Mjolnirs. That's 1 Mjolnir, 2 Mjolnirs. It's a very unique strategy coming out for Fnatic, but you can see how incredibly well it's working against Execration, who already lack team fight. So how are they gonna kill these beefy heroes? Call these the big boy strat, with the big boy Wraith King, big boy Abed on the Timbersaw, as well as, of course, the biggest boy of them all, the Underlord. And of course, Execration is not out of it quite yet. You can see what a gold swing this was. They were almost at a 20k, and now we're heading to a 10k advantage. Almost a 30,000 net worth swing for Fnatic. And the heart now will be complete on Envy. Now he is a bigger boy now. He also has reached level 25, so his Reincarnation casts Wraithfire Blast. Now one interesting thing that I learned about this is Wraithfire Blast actually partially goes through BKB, at least it's slow. But if you level up the talent, it no longer does, for whatever reason. That's one thing. One small thing that actually might matter. And that's why most Wraith Kings actually just go for the 25% Vampiric Aura Lifesteal. But the more you know. However, Envy will favor the stuns, because there's only 1 BKB, I guess, or 2 on Execration. And they're going to smoke up now. They're looking to go for the base, actually, with Envy pushing out the top lane. He has an Arcane Rune. And it's actually pretty nice. With the Arcane Rune, if he dies, it's going to be like a 28-second cooldown for Reincarnation. He's heading right in. He's going to like go for the tier 4. Look at this. They're going to go for tier 4s. The double refresher. Or the refresher, the double wards. Not double refresher quite yet, but it's Aghanim's wards. And I just feel like Execration can't fight here. They can just beef up, let the wards end the game. Just beef it up. Abed does get doomed up. However, he does have buyback, boots of travel back in. It looks like Abed will fall here. No, he's still surviving. He finally will fall. Envy gets taken out, but he respawns. The ward's doing work. The buyback's coming out as Tiny falls in the back lane. Just what a chaotic fight. And these Pit of Malices from Ohio have been on point. Tiny comes in, but there's nothing he can do. These double wards doing work as the throne will surely fall soon. There's nothing that they can do. The ward's still at it now. PL tries to go in, but he's getting stun locked down, and Fnatic actually will take this game. Look at these tosses everywhere. This is actually so clowny. It's literally a juggling. It's like looking like a circus or something. He's like tossing people in. It's getting tossed back because of the Lotus Orb. GG will be called by Carl as everyone is dead. They're going to dive the fountain here. We got the beefy boys. We're tossing heroes back and forth. What a clowny game. But Fnatic will take this game against Execration. I didn't expect they're going to be able to come back from this one. In the other game, they were not that far behind, right? I mean, it was almost as bad. Like, I remember one game where Raging Potato was playing carry as they had a stand-in, but he was like godlike on Earth or something like that. But they came back a lot earlier. In this game, it was a pretty late game comeback. They were already 1 racks behind. They were like 15k behind. But just that one smoke gank catches out the Ogre, transitions into Roshan, and then Nando makes a throwy play, and just like that, Fnatic come back. They take the game like it was no big deal, and we're gonna head to game 2 soon, but we're gonna enter a short break here. I'm gonna read Twitch chat, but I'm gonna put up the text and stuff like that, so you guys just hang in there. Oh, that's not the right image. That's not the right image either. Where's my image? This is my image. This is my text. And this is my editing my text. Hold on. Fnatic. There we go. Waiting next game. Let's adjust this a little bit as well. Alright, so let's see what chat has to say about this game. Hello, chat. LOL. F10k for EE. Noob EE. Hello? You doubted EE, guys. You doubted EE. Do you want a co-caster? My EU Divine rank 150 is looking for one. Nando throw. Of course Nando throws. What a game. Alright, it's gonna chill for now for actually. Maybe put on some music. Alrighty then, we are back for game 2 between Execration and Fnatic. This is going to be PGL Bucharest Major 2018 Southeast Asian Qualifiers. Game 1 was pretty insane, I gotta say. I mean, I almost expected an Execration throw, but not quite like that. I mean, I pretty much called it as it was about to happen, because it's exactly what Fnatic did last time when they played against Execration, right? They ganked at Roshan, and this is something that Execration has to watch out for. There needs to be someone on the team that is constantly keeping tabs of the clock, and as soon as Roshan can spawn, they have to put themselves in a position where they're not going to get caught by a smoke gang. And if they are going to get caught by a smoke gang, they need to be in a position where they're getting caught on a hero that can survive, not the ogre, right? The ogre was important to that fight. He was their disabler, and without him, he got caught. They weren't able to win that fight. They lost him, and Fnatic got Roshan, and from there, as I said, that's gonna be Fnatic's win condition, getting that Aegis on Envy, and he's just unkillable, and they can just brute force it onto the high ground, and that's exactly what happened. Now, of course, game 2 is different. Once again, I'm surprised Tiny makes it through the pool. Execration gonna give Tiny away to Fnatic. This is a hero we don't get to see too often because he ends up getting banned all the time. But actually, Execration deciding to ban other heroes, the Doom and Omni instead, and they're gonna let Tiny go through. And I think it's probably gonna be an Envy Tiny. I actually can see it be played on any of the players on Fnatic. Actually, I think Abed played it recently as well. But on Execration, they do get Bounty Hunter. I think Raging Potato always makes a lot of plays happen on this hero, and snowballs off of track are key to not only coming back into a game, but also just straight up winning the game early on. If you can get so far ahead with track, you can potentially just straight up end the game early just with the items you're able to purchase. But we'll see what actually ends up happening. They are going for somewhat of a death ball strategy, as it seems here, with a Jakiro pickup as well as Venge now being picked for their carry. Tidehunter as well, of course, is like the death ball master right now. He can win most lane matchups, and then he just gets tanky enough that he just front lines, leads the pushes down lanes, and you can't initiate on him because he'll just ravish you. But Fnatic, once again, will pick up the Elder Titan as well as Bane. Now, with Elder Titan, the most common 4-position supports are Bane and Shadow Shaman, just because they have long lockdown, with Bane with the sleep, as well as the shackles from Shadow Shaman to synergize with the stomp. It's a pretty common support duo now in C. We see it all over the place, and I see it a lot with my team as well. If you're wondering who I am, if you're just joining, I am Hachi, Hachiko, Hachi Dota, Hachi God, any of that, but I am currently the analyst for Team Flash, who are also playing in this tournament, PGL Bucharest Major. They are playing in the other group, and tomorrow we are going up against Geek Fam, who just actually recently lost 2-1 to Fnatic. But right now, Fnatic will follow up their Elder Titan pick with a Darkseer. So this will be Ohio's hero, and this is what they're liking on Ohio right now. They like these tanky heroes that will just build into aura items. They don't really rely on him playing like a Initiator or something like that. I've seen him time and time again on like Underlords and like Darkseer, Tidehunter as well. I believe I've seen him a couple times. I'm not so sure. I haven't done so much research on Fnatic quite yet because my team hasn't had an opportunity to meet up against them yet. But last pick or last ban for Execration will be Ember Spear. So they're predicting that Abed, actually it could be an Envy hero, huh? But main thing, Ember is going to make it hard for them to push, and of course there's always that combo there. If you guys watch Captain's Draft 4.0, Secret managed a crazy comeback with Ember as well as Darkseer, and it's always a hero that you have to be afraid of in the late game. But we're gonna get that snakes the band out for Fnatic, and actually Fnatic gonna go for a more early game oriented lineup. They realize that Fnatic gonna try to fight them early, very early on, and if they don't have the heroes to do that, they might just straight up lose the game off of a snowball push. So they're going to pick Ursa, not only to fight early, but also to lane against this Tide Hunter. Ursa is one of the few melee heroes that does have a decent matchup against Tide. Now for the last pick here for Execration, what can they actually go for? So Fnatic expect them to pick something late so they don't completely double down on this early game lineup, but they also can double down on this early game lineup and just go for something like maybe a Dragon Knight. I can see that. What are their other options here? They definitely want some control, I think. They have enough with the Tide Hunter, but they want like that hero that actually jumps in, right? Because Tide is not a hero that jumps in. So, I mean, Dragon Knight could be that hero with a Blink Dagger, because I don't want them to be too static, because I feel like if they're too static, they're not going to be able to catch this Darkseer. Like, they're going to surge people and stuff, and it's going to be hard for them to actually get kills, right? If they don't just straight up burst people and ravage, it's going to be hard for them to chase down kills, because that's not what Venge really does. She can do that with a Shadow Blade, but she prefers to have another hero as well to go in and frontline. Because Venge, I mean, she does get quite tanky, but she is quite vulnerable, especially to heroes like Ursa and Tiny that have a lot of burst damage. And it's a hero that blinks in. Doesn't give them extra control, but it will allow them to chase down and go for kills. It's going to be a Carl, Queen of Pain. Nando going to pick up the Vengeful Spirit, as it is going to be a carry Venge. So Lumic will play the Jakiro. I've seen him play a lot of Jakiro, so it's one of his favorite heroes to play for a long time now, even before this recent roster change. But Envy will actually be taking the Earth, so that means it's going to be an Abed Tiny. DJ actually playing the Elder Titan this time around. Wait, hold on. Abed Bane? What? That's a Jabate, right? That Abed misclicked Bane, I'm sure. It's not a mid Bane. There's no way Fnatic is that clowny. And where's my sound, by the way? Oh, there's the sound. Alright. We're going to head right into game 2 here. Who do you guys think is going to win this one? I think Fnatic has it. I actually just like their draft a lot more. Queen of Pain is not good against Tiny. Let me say that. Oh, well, it's a Bane right now, but I'm pretty sure it's Abed Tiny. Like, I'm pretty sure he misclicked. But Queen of Pain, not good at Tiny. Not good at all against Tiny. And they're going to swap it up. But in lane, I mean, she can kind of deal, but afterwards, if she misplays at all, she's just going to get bursted, which is a major problem for Execration, because they will need to snowball. I don't see them taking this to the late game. Tiny, pretty strong late game hero, and I mean, Ursa is not the greatest in the late game, but just the rest of the heroes scale up fairly well. Of course, Underlord as well as Darkseer. Once he starts to get his farm up, he's going to be always split pushing out lanes quite safely, safer than a Tide can. And we'll see actually what happens. So we're gonna do this crap again. And we're going to do the player intros. So we got Lumic on the Jakiro. Raging Potato will be taking the Bounty Hunter. Carl on the mid Queen of Pain. We got Yaj, Tide Hunter with pretty decent looking cosmetics here. He also has the backstroke. And we got Nando on the carry Vengeful Spear on the side of Fnatic. We got Ohio playing the Darkseer. It's actually going to be a DJ Elder Titan this time around. They're ringing around the Rosie next to their shrine. We got Pilot Eye Bane and Abed on the mid Tiny. And playing the safe lane carry will be Envy, of course, on the Ursa with the nice Blink daggers, or whatever they're... I don't know what those are called. They're like daggers strapped to his arms. I don't know how you use those to attack, but it's an Ursa. But Abed, gonna get caught out here. Bounty Hunter, slowing him with the Orb of Venom. They're gonna get the Dual Breath onto him as well. And he should be fine. He's quite tanky. Did go for Stout as well as Ring of Protection, but they actually might be able to kill him here, and they will. Nando gets a stun. It will be a 1-for-1 trade, but they secure the first blood, so definitely worth it. Nando is out of mana, but has a Clary to heal up. And they're actually going to give the Bounty Rune to Raging Potato. Meanwhile, on the top lane, there's some fighting over this rune here. And it looks like Carl did manage to snag the rune away from Yaj. Or actually, no, that's his own teammate. What am I talking about? Envy, I mean. Envy tried to go for the steal, as Envy does, but couldn't quite find it. Yaj, of course, going to pull the creep wave against an Ursa. No way he wants to lane head-to-head, as is per the new meta. Pylite die, zoning the mid lane. It's going to be a dual lane mid against the Queen of Pain, and as I said, Queen of Pain is pretty decent 1v1 against Tiny. Decent, I would say. Not even good anymore because how good a lane Tiny has with his freaking tree shenanigans. But with this dual lane, I would say Abed's going to be able to free farm mid pretty much. In the bottom lane, we're going to see action as Nando gets caught out. This is really bad, but he manages to juke away. He gets the salve off. The salve will be cancelled by the Spirit. Ohio in a lot of trouble. Raging Potato will finish off the kill. Now Nando, though, in trouble as DJ is chasing him down with the Iron Shell, and he will go down as well. So it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade, let's say, in favor of Fnatic, as they only have 2 heroes down here, while Execration has 3. However, DJ has to be careful. He's slowed by the dual breath. Nando wants to get the stun off, and he will. They have dual breath again in 3 seconds. DJ has boots, but he's not fast enough to get away. Ohio TP's back in. We got some all chat here. Apparently there's something happening mid while we were watching bottom. Said that miss. I wonder, maybe like missed high ground or something? I'm not so sure. Maybe he missed the toss. We'll never know what missed, unfortunately, unless you go back and watch the replay. But I'm busy watching mid as there's just more kills happening bottom. As Raging Potato almost goes down. Nando is in trouble, but he's salving up. DJ is full HP, but they will lose Ohio once again. And a lot of focus being put on this bottom lane by Raging Potato, who's currently standing under a ward. Maybe he has to be a little bit careful. He wants to wait for the bounty runes. But okay, we're going to watch the mid lane again. Who is winning this? Queen of Pain not having a good time with his dual lane. Gonna toss the dagger onto Abed, who will very regen to himself. So with proper regen management, I think Abed is gonna be able to lane here just fine, even just by himself at this point. But Bounty Hunter is making the rotation over, as well as Pilot Eye waiting at a haste rune. Maybe they can bait Carl in. Abed a little bit low. Can't salve up quite yet because he still has a dagger on him, and I think he suspects Raging Potato here. But instead, they're actually gonna sleep Carl. And Abed not going to get baited into this, but Carl blinking forward aggressively. Abed has a dagger on him again. He can't salve, so he's going to try to get himself denied here. But Raging Potato, what a play. Comes in, finishes off the kill. Pilot, I couldn't find the deny. He does trade his life away, but it's definitely worth for him there. It's pretty much, yeah, it was a solo kill for him as Carl wasn't in experience range. And that's huge for Raging Potato. It gets him level 3, and plays like that is what allows him to get so many levels early on. Saw this last game as well. Raging Potato healing, or has healed up in the fountain after dying, and he's going to head right back mid with the TP. Pilot Eye here, he's also level 3. He's sapping a lot of experience though, and he also got the solo experience for that Raging Potato kill, so they're about even right now in terms of experience. Pilot Eye a little bit ahead. In the top lane, let's see how Ursa is doing. He's doing pretty well, I would say. His Tide Hunter is not having fun, but Lumik did make the rotation up here, so he's going to leave bottom to be a 1v1 lane. 1v2 actually is not Pilot Eye. DJ is making the rotation back in. I wonder why they're going to do this. I believe the Tide was getting dove while we were watching mid, so that's why the Jakiro is here. It's the only thing that would make sense. He wouldn't TP here for no reason. But in the bottom lane, Nando finds a solo kill onto Ohio. Impressive play from him, and he TPs away as well and survives. Now Carl back in the mid lane, harassing out Abed with the dagger. He did put 2 points into it. No points yet into the Scream of Pain. He's going to get his brain sapped. Pilot Eye finds himself a nice arcane rune. I think he's just going to pick it up for himself, and indeed he will. On the top lane, Yash, with the support of the Jakiro, will find a little bit of time to catch back up. He has the same CS as Carl, actually. Even though Carl is harassing mid, his CS is not good at all. You can see that's the Tiny advantage. It's very hard to CS against a Tiny. And now he's going to get slept up, and he will go down. A big kill there for Fnatic. The top lane, Envy, getting caught by the Ice Path. They're going to slow him as well. Dual Breath as well as the Gush. But he's a little bit too tanky. They can't quite finish him off. He will fall low, but he will survive. Raging Potato still playing in the mid lane. Now Carl died there, and he doesn't have TP. Or he didn't TP for some reason. He's going to walk all the way back instead. The bottom lane, Nando being left alone here against the Darkseer as well as Elder Titan. That's not going to be fun for him. Abed, though, still farming up really well, going for the Aquila build. Yash and Lumik putting pressure onto Envy in the top lane, but I think Envy is fine with this at this point in time. His farm, not the greatest, but he's getting the levels and he's doing just fine. I mean, he was going to dominate the Tide, but with the Jakiro there, it's hard. Ursa doesn't fare too well against like aggressive dual lanes. But in 1v1 or 2v1s, that's where he shines. In the bottom lane, though, Nando not having fun either. So he has a lot more denies than Envy, but his CS is definitely hurting because of this Darkseer and Eller Titan putting pressure onto him. But they don't really have kill potential under his tower, so he's going to be able to be just fine. And you can say the same thing for Envy, especially once he hits level 6. I don't see Jakiro Tide killing him, but definitely able to pressure him. But in the mid lane, I would say that's the most volatile matchup where a kill definitely can happen on either side, especially with supports rotating in. Speaking of that, we're going to see DJ make the rotation over to Queen of Pain. Abed says stack neutrals, he wants farm, but in the top lane we will see some action as Raging Potato makes a rotation over and they will find the kill there onto Pylite Eye. DJ TP's in, gets the sleep there onto Yash, but Envy not going to go for the Tide as he doesn't want to get his damage reduced by the Anchor Smash. Instead, he's going to go for the easier kill, Lumik, but he's going to get slowed down by the Gush. Can he catch up and get the last attack off? He will, and now he will go for Yash, but I don't see him get this kill. He's going to try for it anyway. Maybe he can actually. He's chasing forward. A sleep does land onto Yash. He's waiting for his overpower. He does get it off, and he will score himself a double kill. Excellent rotation there coming from DJ. Let's see the fight recap. They did kill the Bane, but it wound up being a 2-for-1. Envy gets a double kill. Definitely complexity. Or did I just call them complexity? Fnatic favored. Nando gets a stun there on to Ohio. He's in a lot of trouble here as the Ice Path also connects, but with the search he should be able to get away, but they swap him back in. However, he's a little bit too fast, and he's not going to die to the burn damage. Sleep used onto Carl, and the toss not even needed. Pylite Eye with the plays. Carl not having a good time at all, and this is actually pretty surprising as he seemed like a very solid player from all the games I've watched from him so far, but this game he's definitely not doing too well, I gotta say. And I think that's just with laning against Tiny. I mean, you expect, yeah, it's a Tiny Queen of Pain, right? I should be doing fine, but no, Tiny is such a strong laner. By the way, I do have a YouTube channel. I'm going to make a video on Tiny soon. It's going to come out sometime this weekend. So if you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, shout out to that. If you click it down below, it's also, you can find it at The Art of Dota. That ends my plug here. As looks like Nando going to shrine up. So ward placed here by Pylite Eye. DJ soaking the farming experience down in the bottom lane. Raging Potato scouting out. Sees Ohio, who's actually kind of low. He's going for the Helm of Down build. Envy force pretty low. We'll have to walk back to base. And you see Abed is just free farming mid. High CS in the game at 50, and he's having just a fine time in the bottom lane. Ohio gonna get caught out. The Earth Splitter won't connect onto anybody. Ranger Potato gets woken up from his sleep as Nando is gonna be focused down by DJ. Pylite Eye needs to get the brain sap off to finish off the kill, and he will find it. Lumik with a nice ice path will secure the kill there onto DJ. So it's 2-for-2 trade, and I want to say that favors either side of it. Oh, Pylite Eye with the Fiend's Grip. Does he have the brain sap mana? He will, but Lumik with the magic wand is able to survive. And Pylite Eye think he can get the kill there. Unfortunately, magic wand saves lives. Carl trying to recover to his best of his ability in this mid lane, but I mean, it's not having a good time. He just doesn't have the flash farming capabilities of a Tiny does. Even with the Scream of Pain, Tiny's just so good at farming. He literally just hits the wave once, tosses, and it dies. And speaking of Tiny, Abed is looking for a gank here. He's trying to find Lumik, walking back, using the scan, but Lumik decides not to walk back, but he'll probably walk back now, and that's going to be walking back into his death. And Abed, oh, he mistimes it a little bit. He should have just walked forward, and he won't find the kill there onto Lumik. In the top lane, Envy getting pressured out as Raging Potato is scouting him out. There's also a ward behind the tower here. Nando wants to close the gap. He actually will swap Raging Potato so he can get in range for the stun. They're even going to commit Ravage here as Envy commits his ultimate, and they will take him out. A lot of commitment from Execration for this kill. Now the rotations have come in from Fnatic. They're going to try to burst the Tidehunter with the Tide, and look at that damage coming out from Abed, and it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. Envy dies, but again, I don't think that favors either side. If anything, it favors Fnatic. Fnatic because the Ravage having to be used there. And I mean, DJ is just on point with these sleeps. He gets the sleep, he gets the Earth Splitter onto Nando, and Nando will surely fall. Now Raging Potato is the lone survivor. He actually went Phase Boots bounty, huh? In the bottom lane, Carl trying for a kill there onto Ohio. Well, Ohio actually died here. The regen from Helm of the Dama as well as Soul Ring is enough to keep him alive. And Nando, using Sonic Wave, can't find the kill there. Envy, TP's top. He has the Morbid Mask. They want to go for Roshan, but Raging Potato breaks their smoke. That's unfortunate. And they're going to head to the Shrine. Now mid tower being pressured by Carl along with the catapult. Ohio will steal the catapult. He's like, haha, joke's on you, and it's going to also clear up the creep wave. It's Iron Shell. But meanwhile in the bottom lane, Execration looking to force push here with this 10-minute catapult. So pressure all around the map. Well, top lane, Yash as well as Raging Potato find a kill. A track kill actually. And that's pretty good. Do they have the catapult here? No, the catapult already died top, so they're not going to be able to force the tower at all. Envy is back here as well, along with Pilot Eye. However, bottom tower is taking a ton of damage here with the liquid fire as well as the catapult, but they won't actually finish it off. So bottom tower will live for now. Raging Potato looking to scout out and place some aggressive wards. He will shortly run into Abed, who's going for Blink Dagger. This is Abed's preferred build on the Tiny, just so he can just utilize the timing of Avalanche Toss being a OP combination, doing like 1,000 damage. DJ respawning will stack up some camps. If you've been paying attention, Abed has been saying stack neutrals, please, with the chat wheel. And Envy will be going for the Mask of Madness build on Ursa. And the reason why you go for this build is, I know a lot of Ursas like to rush Blink, but with the Mask of Madness build, it allows you to have a backup mechanism, right? If you go for Blink and you go all in for trying to get kills, and you don't find those kills, you just feel bad. But if you get a Mask of Madness, you're still going to be able to play pretty aggressive if you need to, but you can also go back and farm. There will be a 1-for-1 trade in the bottom lane, Lumic for Ohio. Support for off lane, it's track gold for Execration, so I'll say it's definitely going to favor them there. I'm going to see the fight recap. Yeah. Abed farming some Ancients here. Are there stacks for him? There's stacks down here, I believe, yeah. There we go, there's the stacks that he asked for. So that's going to help get him towards his Blink Dagger. Oh, he's making the rotation into the top lane. No camp there. Raging Potato is here as well. He's looking to stalk out Envy. Maybe looking for a kill. It's not going to be easy. He does have his ultimate. That can remove the track. And, oh, they already do so much damage to him. Wow. He still has the ultimate. He runs away, and they're not going to pursue. Nando, not very farmed on the Vengeful Spirit. We're going to open the net worth right now. We see Abed is at the top. And this is what Tiny does. Right, unless he gets completely dumpstered in the lane, which is really rare, he always finds himself at the top of net worth. But with the DD rune, Carl actually manages to take out the mid tower. Abed shows up, and Carl gonna toss an auto attack onto him and deny these creeps as well. Super annoying. We see Envy rotating out of the top lane. He's afraid of getting ravaged again. Abed finds enough gold for his Blink Dagger, and Raging Potato is scouting out. They will catch dust onto Raging Potato, but he's really fast with the phase boots, and he does get away. Pops a track there onto Envy in the bottom lane. Nando in trouble as he's going to get chased down by Ohio and DJ. That was the sleep, that was the Earth Splitter, and that's going to be another kill onto Nando, and he's not doing too hot now. 4 deaths on him already. He's been getting kills as well, but his farm is suffering. He doesn't really have much to show. Actually, it's not that bad, but he's currently behind his offlaner. So you can see he's not doing too great either. I expect him to be a little bit further behind with all the action he's been involved in. But you see Envy is not that far ahead either. So Envy's about halfway to his Blink. But he has what he needs, right? He has the Mask of Madness. As I said, with Mask of Madness, you're going to be able to farm up, right? You don't want to just straight up rush Blink because you have no option to farm with a Blink Dagger, right? Raging Potato is going to get a courier kill. Sick play there. And Raging Potato is always in the right spot with Bounty Hunter. His Bounty Hunter is sick. Now this is a player to watch for. It's no big surprise that they kick out RR, fortunately, for Raging Potato as the 4 as they get Bimbo back. Or Nando, I mean. Raging Potato gets the attack onto Pilot Eye. He's going to slow him with the dagger as well. The track comes out, and Pilot Eye certainly will fall here. More track gold for Execration, but they did lose their vengeful spirit there, unfortunately. So another death on Nando. He's not having a good game, and this is not what you want to see your Venge look like. He's basically going to be a support at this point, and they're going to rely on Carl, who didn't have a good laning stage for sure. He started out with 2 deaths, but he's definitely come back, and he's come back strong as he's almost right up there with Tiny. He got that tower kill. He hasn't got any kills himself, but I mean, he's definitely caught up in terms of farm, and it's actually quite impressive for Carl to be able to do that. And a lot of it was just the space that was created by, most notably, Yaj and Lumic in the top lane here, forcing Abed to rotate out and just clearing out the mid lane for Nando to come back. The catapult did do a fair bit of damage to the tower in mid, but they're going to be able to defend it for now. Carl finding himself a illusion rune. Envy will have his blink dagger very soon. Fortunately, the courier is still dead. As for Yaj, he's going for the Helm of the Dom. Actually, he started with a Hood of Defiance, and now he's heading straight into Helm of the Dom. And alright, Execration, their win condition for this game is to get this queen super farm. She needs that orchid, and she needs a snowball. Again, I mentioned in the drafting phase that they want someone who can just go in there, hop in, chase for kills, and abuse the ability to kite the Ursa, right? They want to be able to kite the Ursa and chase down for targets, because actually these heroes are hard to kill. There's Surge, and there's like status resist on the Tiny, also naturally fast once he builds into a Sanjay Yasha. But Execration have the track, and they have the Queen of Pain Blink, so she's going to be the assassin for Execration, while the Venge is going to be forcing their tower pushes as well as potentially initiating fights when she gets a Shadow Blade, but she is nowhere near that. Now Raging Potato gets caught out here, and he will go down. Immediate smoke follow-up from Eternal Envy as well as Pilot Eye. They're going to look for Roshan here with the Shadow Blade, or the Mask of Madness, I mean. And the bottom lane, they catch out Ohio, but this is space created. He will go down here, they commit the Sonic Wave, and this is going to buy time for Envy to get Roshan. Carl is really low, already has the Orchid, so he's made quite a comeback. But it's going to be too late, as Envy will take Roshan. Pilot Eye tanking the rush, just so that Envy doesn't get bashed, and that's going to be Aegis going to Fnatic. Yash was almost there in time, and he's building into a Pipe of Insight, so deciding otherwise, gonna finish up the pipe. That will help against the Darkseer as well as the Tiny combo. Raging Potato catching out DJ here, who TPs away, but Carl makes the rotation in. That's more track. Oh, look at that money for Raging Potato. Envy will move away. He suspects something as he sees Yash coming with this sentry, so he's gonna run himself away. He does have his blink dagger now as the courier respawns, bringing it to him. Pilot Die, level 10. He's had such a good game so far, but he's still the lowest net worth, as Pilot Die tends to be. Nando waiting for an opportunity to kill here, and he sees Pilot Eye walking all the way from this ward here. He's going to camp him, but he's not going to be able to secure the kill. Now Pilot Eye actually gets to sleep out onto him. Yash still scouting out with the Invis rune, and Raging Potato in a perfect position to catch off the kill. It's going to be 2 kills going to Execration. Remember, Fnatic still have that Aegis. Oh, they're trying to steal this Ancient stack as Raging Potato is so fast. Yeah, that Phase Boost build. He also already has a Spirit Vest. Holy crap, he's farmed. Oh, he's farmed indeed. All this track gold. And Envy jumping in onto Yash. I don't think he can kill him. There's the Ice Path. They gush him as well. The Surge will speed Envy up. He's a speed racer. He's a Ursa. He wants to kill Yash. Yash will actually go down. He doesn't Ravage. He doesn't want to Ravage an Ursa with Aegis. Nando, the next target. And look at the Surge doing work as Envy is running super fast. Oh, look at the Dead Bear. Dead Bear attacking Lumic. That's from the Darkseer Venge Illusion, interestingly enough. Swap gonna just bring Envy back to the high ground, causing Lumic to die here. And they're not going to be able to catch Nando out. They're trying to chase him down. They will get... Look at that! What is that range on the Fiend's Grip? And that's going to be 3 kills for Fnatic. And with the Aegis, they make the aggressive play along with the Darkseer. The Surge made such a big difference there. It allowed Ursa just to continue to chase. Sure, Queen of Pain was able to get away, but the rest of the team weren't so lucky. They were just trying to make a mad dash. Tide didn't want to waste the Ravage, and as a result, they will lose 3. They did take out Envy's Aegis. Oh, back over here. I hear an Atos. Who the heck has an Atos? DJ already has an Atos? What in the world? Raging Potato gonna get caught out. The Ravage cancels the stomp. So Raging Potato sneaks away on a sliver of 30 HP. Now, what a well-timed Ravage from Yash. They can get the Sonic Wave out. It will take out the Darkseer, but Envy gets the revenge kill. But now he's looking to fall as well. But no, the lifesteal. He's sustaining, but there's the Anchor Smash. It will secure the kill. In the meantime, Abed tosses Lumic on his teammate there. Raging Potato, a little bit greedy, comes back in for the track and ends up losing his life when he should have lived, or he could have lived. He did heal himself up sufficiently with the Spirit Vessel, but it just still wasn't enough. And Lumic gets slept, and it's going to be 3 kills for Execration right after losing 3 of their own before. But that was Ravage expended, so everything kind of evens out, honestly. Now, as for late game, I would say Execration, they're not completely counted out in the late game. If Jakiro scales, if Venge starts actually getting farm, I can see them win this in the late game. Venge is a late game monster, and especially against Tiny, relatively low armor hero, he's going to need to build that Assault Cures, but at this point, Abed is just going to melt Nando there. He blinks in with a combo, the Fiend's Grip comes out as well, and no chance he lives there. And Abed, with the patient plays, waited for Nando to walk too far forward. Now he's going to TP. Carl pushing out the mid lane. DJ coming in. He has to be really careful. He doesn't have a way to get rid of the Atos. And oh no, he's stuck in spot. They get the stun out as well. And the early Atos paying off for DJ as Envy comes in as well. They secure the kill there onto Carl. And he just didn't see that one coming. Really good play there, Abed. Immediately after the kill bottom. Good rotations from Fnatic. That's from bottom lane to mid lane. Killing 2 cores. Now there's going to be an Invis rune here. I think Envy might pick it up. Oh, Abed has a bottle, right? Oh. Just going to save it for now. Raging Potato scouting out Ohio. Let's look at his item progression. He's going for the tanky build. This is so common. I see it a lot in Southeast Asia. We see this on Dooms. We see it on Omni Knight. Just the Crimson Guard hood. And then you get, or Crimson Guard pipe, rather. And just make everyone unkillable. And we saw it last game on the Underlord, and it definitely worked out. So, do it again. Raging Potato, still scouting out. I mean, he's very high level. And he's gotten a lot of kills. 5, 4, and 11 on this Bounty Hunter. And he wants to get the track out. In the mid lane, we're going to see a sleep onto Yaj, but no follow-up. Pilot Eyes, level 12. Again, he's having a pretty decent game. Getting the levels, but he's still spending all his gold on wards so that DJ can have a freaking round of Atos. Now the game is slowing down a little bit as Yash is farming up. He has a 4-staff that's going to help kite the Ursa. There's already a 4-staff on Lumic as well, so in terms of supports, Lumic's a lot richer. A lot of that has to do with all the kills he's gotten, but also the track. Bounty Hunter, I expect him to buy a Force as well. Oh, he already has one. And he also has a Eagle Song as well as Ghost E-Blade queued up. Alright. That's something. Pilot Eye suspects Bounty Hunter in the area. Wastes the dust there. Now Nando, 4 staffs forward. They are scouted out by this ward. Now Envy jumps right in onto Nando. He pops the BKB, but to swap the 4-staff away, Lumic double force, triple force. What is this? The kiting ability. And they also have the extra move speed from the track. Now Envy wastes his BKB. He can't find a single kill. In the meantime, though, Carl is split pushing, building towards a BKB. He actually has it flying to him on the courier. Envy running all the way bottom to steal this arcane rune. Alright, that's such an Envy play. He's like, alright, I can't kill anyone top. I'm running bottom. Getting the arcane rune. Not letting Quap get it. And then he's going to push out bottom as well as it is under pressure from the creep wave. Raging Potato going to run all the way down here as well and follow Envy. And Envy, not feeling safe anymore, is going to back off. Now for Abed, he does have a gem purchased by Pilot Die. Sanj and Joshua also complete onto him, and he's all close to a BKB and 4-staff forward. Ravage hits onto 4 actually, barely clips Abed on the back there, but they get a nice wall onto like 2 or 3 heroes, but it's not going to be enough. Envy's already dead. The Fiend's Grip gets used onto Carl, but no damage to follow up. Pilot Eye in trouble as well, and a sick Execration play there. Holy crap, that 4-staff Ravage. You don't often see a 4-staff Ravage be that successful, but that hit onto 4, and with that, there's no surviving for Fnatic. A triple kill for Carl. 4 dead, and look at the fight recap. That's a 4,000 gold swing. 7,500 experience change. Insane win there for Execration. They're going to transition that right into a tower as well, as the creep wave was pushed in. Bottom lane, the creeps pushed as well. So, a huge win there for Execration, but we're going to see if they can actually close out the game, because, I mean, it was looking really good for them last game as well, and unfortunately, they just ended up throwing. Abed, the lone survivor of that fight, and he's building towards a BKB, but that looked a little bit scary for Execration for a little bit, as that was a pretty good vacuum wall from Ohio, but they just didn't have the damage output. Envy got caught out, couldn't get his BKB off, and got bursted before he could do anything in that fight. But now he's going to head into Roshan. Raging Potato already at it to scout out, and he has to be a little bit careful as Fnatic heroes are coming in, but Envy already taking so much damage. He still has BKB, he still has ultimate, so they're not going to focus on him. They don't want to tunnel vision onto Envy. Raging Potato getting caught out by the sleep. He's going to get Atos as well. The Force Staff brings him away. Uh-oh, Force Staff the wrong way. Once again, the vacuum wall comes out, but only will hit onto 1 this time. The sleep gets used onto Yash. He doesn't have Ravage for another 30 seconds. Buyback comes out from Raging Potato. Carl is in with the BKB, but he blinked forward too aggressively next to Envy. He's going to get focused down with the Empower as well as Enrage. And now Yash will fall. The buyback came out from Raging Potato, but he's running into his demise. Is this going to be another throw from Execration? But he does force himself to high ground, gets slept up by Piedai. Piedai attacking him. He's going to be able to kill him. That's another kill for Fnatic. A dieback for Raging Potato. Now Nando's in a lot of trouble. He's not going to be able to outrun these heroes. He tries to swap his way, but he gets vacuumed back. That's 4 kills for Fnatic. That's going to be Roshan as well. The Vengelution trying to kill Envy, but it's not going to do it. Now Envy heading in. Roshan will finish it up in a huge throw from Execration. Lumik, the only survivor. Well played from Abed. Now Pilot. He's looking for something here. He's building into an Aether Lens. Catapult messing around, and that's going to be Aegis and Cheese for Fnatic. And MVP of that fight has to go to DJ. He got a really nice sleep in Atos onto Raging Potato. He couldn't avoid it. The Force Staffs weren't on point. He panicked a little bit and got forced back in. I think he could have lived there for sure. So it started off like potentially good for Execration. They just stall, keep the tide alive, and stall for 30 seconds as the Ravage wasn't up yet. And if they can stall Roshan for 30 seconds, they definitely had a chance of contesting it. But unfortunately, this didn't go well for them. They lost Raging Potato, and then Queen blinked too close to Envy and got focused down. And from there, everything was a disaster. Now, whatever advantage that Execration gained is completely lost, and it's going to be quite a dip in gold there. A huge mountain there. That's Mount Everest of throws. No, actually not quite Mount Everest, but maybe the Himalayas. Smaller mountain in the Himalayas. I can't think of another name for mountain. That's why I said Himalayas. That's not. I know that's not a mountain. It's a bunch of mountains. It's a mountain chain. I don't know my geography, unfortunately. Anyway, Fnatic looking to play aggressive. Yash might get caught out here, but I'm not sure if it's the target they want. He's the one with the Ravage, and he does get slept up. They're going to focus him down. He's forced to use Ravage to save himself, but Abed comes in, finishes off the kill. That's Ravage wasted, and where is Fnatic headed? They're heading straight in the high ground, and I don't know what Execration can do to defend this. Tide dead for 60 seconds, and if he does respawn, he doesn't have Ravage. They're going to toss out the track onto everybody. Abed blinks forward, tosses Raging Potato in, but he will get the Force Staff away. He's also incredibly fast with the phase boots. And what the heck just happened there? Queen was safe, but Nando tried to swap him and actually swapped him into his demise. Now Queen is dead without buyback. Nando gets tossed in. He gets Fiend script up. I mean, the BKB not going to help him there. Pylai die. Positioning himself aggressively. looking to catch more heroes. Envy does go down in the back line. Doesn't matter. There's going to be a set of racks for Fnatic. Abed wants to toss more heroes back. We got Game is Hard. They're chat wheeling. Envy's diving the foul, and the Ghost Scepter will save Raging Potato. Is Envy actually going to die? What do you... Envy, what the... That's not a good usage of cheese. Okay. EE Dota. Sometimes you just cheese to assert your dominance. And unfortunately, they can't get another set of racks because they don't have tier 2s or even a tier 1 top. But there's one set of racks down. But if last game was any indication, that's not GG. So let's see what Execration can do to come back in this one. They didn't have to use any buybacks other than Raging Potato previously. But Abed is just going ham. He's blinking in. They might even just burst Yaj here. The 4-staffs will save him for now. Or are they out of 4-staffs? They have one more. Raging Potato. Oh, what? They're split up. But this might be a bit of a debate. Envy has the BKB though. He turns around. He wants to kill Nando. Nando's in a lot of trouble. He will swap Lumic in. Lumic has a 4-staff. Now Envy maybe getting debated. The Ice Path doesn't connect. Carl blinks forward with the BKB. He hits the Sonic Wave onto Envy. Envy will fall. Pyodai is next. He is getting tracked up to track onto DJ as well. That's going to be 2 kills for Execration. And this Fnatic throwing this one. They will get out on the rest of the heroes, I assume. Earth Splitter going to thrown out on the retreat. And it actually will hit onto Carl. Uh-oh. Abed. He might just kill Carl here. He gets rooted up. No escape, and godlike for Abed. Carl playing a little bit too aggressive, but with DJ turning around for that, he will get caught out. Yash trying to close the gap, but Ohio is back, and he is prepared for business. And uh-oh, they might be in a little bit of trouble here. Yash is in no man's land. He does have a 4-staff. He actually is just going to man up as Nando comes in with the DD rune with the BKB as well. They're going to take out DJ. No, DJ is still surviving for now. He will finally die. The Crimson Guard actually kept him alive there for so much longer than he should have. And now Yash coming back in. He's quite tanky. Doesn't have mana for Ravage. He actually is just going to gush Ohio. Standing in the wall of Replica. He doesn't care. They catch Ohio. That's going to be another kill for Execration. That's a 4 kills. Track kills for Execration. They turn that around. They lose the bottom racks, but now a huge throw from Fnatic back to Execration. What is happening in this game? Lumic is on the high ground. That's purposeful because he's trying to ward there. He had to break the tree to get this ward off, but this is a really sick ward, by the way. The only way you can get it is you can break this tree, though. So you need a force, you need some ability, but they saved the Ravage there. That was 4-man wipe without Ravage and track gold. Track gold. Holy crap, Raging Potato has a freaking E-Blade. He's also about to get level 20. Which I don't know what that actually means. I don't think his talents are that insane. But with all this track gold, Nando is catching back up. He's not having a good time. Unfortunately, Carl died there. He played a little bit too aggressive. But I would say at the end of the day, definitely still worth it there for Execration. They kill everyone except for Abed. Abed building towards an AC, much needed against this Venge minus armor. Raging Potato, I mean, he's going ham. He has the gem, picked it up from Fnatic. Now, Execration will have to deal with this bottom lane being super creeps, but I'd say they definitely aren't feeling too bad now after that turnaround. Now, for Fnatic, next Roshan is the play, of course. Envy went for this Sanjin Yasha build. So with them to just play safe for now. They know that Execration has Ravage. They don't want to get caught out, especially when Roshan can spawn very soon. Not soon quite yet. Still another minute, but after that minute, it could be any time. It could be a fast spawn, it could be a long spawn. So they definitely don't want to risk anything. Because if Execration gets that Aegis, it's going to be pretty hard for Fnatic. They're kind of burst heavy, I would say. Definitely the Ursa, because he's so easily kited now. With the track, with like 3 4-staffs, 4 4-staffs, 4 4-staffs, I mean, I don't see Envy getting kills unless, you know, they really catch Execration off guard, which they've done many times. And it's how they've gotten to where they are now. And Ohio also tanking it up. Has the Crimson Guard as well as the Guardian Greaves now. And he's not going to finish pipe. Instead, he's going to go for the Shiva's Guard. And Fnatic, feeling strong, is going to group up. They're going to take tier 1 top as well as tier 2. And Execration not going to defend, which is actually a little bit surprising. I feel like they might be able to, But they're going to play it safe because they don't want to lose a major fight, especially a major fight with them using Ravage, because that could just be game. So they're going to play it safe, give away some map control to Fnatic, as well as giving away their buffer, so they're not going to have a chance to defend or hold out if they get wiped or anything. Fnatic can go for the mega creeps. And there is waiting for Roshan. Notice Fnatic's positioning. They're just going to play in this bottom area, but as a result, it's going to give Nando a free lane to push down bottom along with Carl. And Fnatic, I wouldn't be surprised if they give away this tower even. And Raging Potato takes out the courier. He will keep back home safely. And yeah, I don't think anyone from Fnatic will go bottom. If anything, they're going to maybe send one hero bottom, walking bottom. And they're just waiting for Roshan. Pilot Eye is literally waiting in the pit with a Shadow Amulet. And they're showing that they know their priorities here. And Carl and Nando are actually afraid, as Fnatic heroes aren't showing. So they're going to actually back off from bottom. And Ohio probably will be able to defend this. He might even deny it. Nah, I'm just going to leave it live for now. There's no reason to deny it. And Track gets tossed out onto Abed. He did toss Yaj into his team, but they can't burst him. He's a Tidehunter with Kraken Shell. They waste the Earth Splitter, so they're not going to have that for the Rosh fight. But Rosh isn't spawning for another 2 minutes, so it will come up cooldown again. So that's just fine. They scare Execration away. Nando has to deal with the creep waves pushing in top. But at this point, the game's kind of even. I would say even with the Rags bottom. I mean, Fnatic can't count their cards quite yet. Raging Potato continuing to scout, picking up bounty runes. He's going to go for a Lincoln Sphere. Is it going to help against the Bane? Really only the Bane. Surprising that's his item build. I'd like to see like a Hex or something out for him. I think that would be sick. Oh, he might just change it up. It's going to be a smoke from Fnatic. They know Roshan spawning soon. They catch this Venge, which is a big issue, but he does force away. The Ravage comes out, but now the Fiend's Grip comes out onto him. It will get cancelled, but too late. Nando will fall. He does buy back immediately. They know they need to take this fight. The Ghost Scepter saves Raging Potato, and Queen of Pain in trouble, though. She gets tossed in the air. So much damage coming out from Abed, but she does get the blink away. Now Envy, though, he will get taken out. Nando, the buyback is worth it, as they might just clean up here on Fnatic. Abed to fall as well. A double kill for Carl. That's going to be a 1 for 3. They did have to commit the buyback, but definitely worth it. All track golds for Execration once again. And Abed finally falls. Fortunately, Roshan not up quite yet. And Lumik will have to go bottom as the tier 4s are taking damage. And that is unhealable damage. Raging Potato has been the star of this game. It's rare that you see a bounty hunter have so much impact on a game, right? Usually you think bounty hunter, yeah, he tracks. He get gold, he protect. But this bounty hunter, he is super farmed at this point. Raging Potato is more farmed than Nando, for God's sake. He's the second most farmed hero on his team. Now Lumik pushing out the bottom lane. They want to force out Fnatic buybacks, but there's going to be no chance of that. I think with DJ and Ohio, they can stall. Roshan will spawn now, and they're going to go for it. They're probably going to give it to Nando, as he doesn't have buyback. He had to use it. And he did go for the Vengeance Aura damage over the Magic Missile cooldown, which I've seen some carries Vengeance go Magic Missile cooldown. And I'm surprised he actually doesn't go for it, as in this game, there's really no other heroes he needs to buff up with the Vengeance Aura damage other than himself. Maybe his carry Bounty Hunter, the true carry of the game. I don't know, but Raging Potato doing real well for himself here. Ohio still going for that Shiva's Guard. DJ, let's look at his item progression. Hasn't bought anything in a long time. Has a lot of gold saved up. Did purchase another gem here. And Raging Potato still has their gem that Pilot Eye previously purchased. He has to be a little bit careful here. There's a Sentry Ward combination. If he walks too deep, he might get caught out. And is he going to go for the... What the heck? Raging Potato? Alright, what a cheeky play for him there. Tried to go for the tower kill, but doesn't manage to get it. And he will get himself out without dying. Now, that Roshan was really important. The reason is, look at this. Refresher Shard on Yash. They got Aegis. They got Cheese as well. And this is a huge Roshan for Execration. This is the Execration that could potentially win them the game. Now, what they need to avoid is Nando like dying with Aegis for no reason and then dying again and then not having buyback and then losing the game. That's what they need to avoid. And the reason why I say that, I wouldn't say that if it was any other team, but that's not exactly what he did in last game. That's pretty much what he did. Last game, if you guys didn't catch it, he was like a tiny with a heart, and he just runs straight into Fnatic, feeds himself, and I mean, pretty much through the game. So they need to avoid that. But other than that, I think they're in a very good position. Now, can they brute force a fight on Fnatic? I still don't think so. It's a little bit too hard. They need to find some type of opportunity where they can catch Fnatic off guard, like similar to this 4-man Ravage they got here. But the thing is, Tide, he does have Blink now, so he doesn't have to force Ravage anymore. He can initiate with Blink. But Fnatic playing very safe. They're pushing out the waves only when they know that Execration are on the other side of the map. In the meantime, DJ and Ohio just sitting in the base. It's really important that these heroes don't die, because they can lose Envy, they can lose Abed, but if DJ dies, or DJ does have buyback, it's gonna prevent them from just stalling the high ground push. Right? Having this Spirit, Satchel Spirit, stomp the wave is so important for them. So these are the base defenders, and the rest of their team is going to be the split pushers. And with this split push, it's actually going to force a huge wave top. And I don't know, this is throwaway from Execration. They're going to go for it. They're like, we're not going to mess around. You can take our top racks. We don't care. But they have to back. They're going to lose a tier 3 top, and finally, they're going to TV back Lumic. And he needs to be a little bit careful. He might just, oh, Tiny, not going to go for the kill. I think Lumic a little bit too tanky, and he's afraid of the other TPs coming in. But they will lose to tier 3 for pretty much nothing. They don't even do close to as much damage on tier 3 bottom. So split push from Fnatic, keeping them in the game for now. It's going to be DD though, spawning in the top rune. Abed has buyback, so he has a lot of gold, but not going to spend any of it. So he has progressing items for a while as well. Envy, the same. He's the only new item I've seen him pick up is the Basher. And what is DJ going to pick up? He still hasn't bought anything. He's 4,000 gold. Polydite does have a Glimmer now, I believe. Yeah. And for Ohio, no item progression on him either. So they're just not buying any new items for a long time now, like at least 5 minutes, because they want to save for buyback. Whereas Venge now has a Butterfly. Carl just completed a Shiva's Guard, I believe that's his most recent item, or Lincoln Sphere. I don't actually know. I haven't clicked on Carl actually. But he does have a Mjolnir queued up, and Bounty Hunter will be switching to a Hex, and he almost actually has it. Yaj still has that Refresher Shard. That's the only really new item that he has. So that's it for the item check. Of course, we want to check buyback status as well. Where's that? So we see that Tide doesn't have buyback, Nando doesn't have buyback because of cooldown, and gold too, I believe. Yeah, he did just buy out. And Bane doesn't have buyback, so no 5 position buybacks. And actually, yeah, everyone on Fnatic that pretty much needs to have buyback has it. So I don't see Execration being able to end the game, even if they get a wipe. What they need to do is force Fnatic in a bad position. But Fnatic is just playing so well on the map. It doesn't even seem like they're behind. It doesn't seem like Execration has Aegis and Cheese. Seems like Fnatic are the ones with the Aegis and Cheese at this point, as they're pushing out the wave so aggressively, constantly forcing Execration back to deal with the creeps. And of course it helps that they already have a lane of racks bottom. But I think it just goes down to Execration not having the heroes that can push out the lanes as fast, right? Abed, an incredibly fast lane pusher, and if you notice what DJ has been doing, he's just consistently just sending his Spirit mid and stomping it. And of course, Darkseer also very good at pushing out waves without putting himself at risk. Lumic is actually quite farming this Jakiro. Went for the 150 gold per minute talent. Has a Vlad's as well to buff up the Venge. It's quite beefy as well. Fnatic finally moving out of their base, as they know the Aegis has expired on Nando. So they're looking to play a little bit more aggressive, but they've already been playing quite aggressive. Once again, you're going to see 3 toss charges, so we're going to see some tiny juggling. That's always funny to see. Carl, level 25 as well, did go for the Scream of Pain Fear, which actually can be OP. And it looks like Execration not going to push their advantage. They don't want to throw again. They know we're in a good position, and they still have a chance for a late game. So they're not going to just go high ground, do anything insane with their Aegis cheese, and they're going to hold on to it. And they're going to wait for the buyback on Nando, most likely. They're definitely not going to make a play before that. And it's coming up very soon, but he doesn't have the gold. He has 400 more gold. Smoke purchased by Pilot Die, and it seems like Fnatic might be the ones looking to play aggressive. DJ still hasn't bought any new items. Has 5,000 gold saved up. Abed as well as 6,000 gold saved up. And I guess I don't really need any new items. This is something that pro players do, by the way. You know, a lot of players, you know, they get gold, they spend it. But the reason why they're doing this, by the way, is so if there's suddenly an item they really need, they can buy it. They don't want to buy a piece of an item and then regret it later on, right? They'd rather buy the item full out. But we're going to see Abed get caught out here. But they do get the swap off to cancel Abed's TP. And Abed will go down, dead for 100 seconds. He does have buyback, but this is a huge pickoff for Execration. DJ will continue to push out the mid lane. And again, he's still saving up his gold. Now I'm looking at potential items he can buy. Ohio did buy out for the Shiva's Guard, but I think it's probably a Hex. But he won't have enough money for Hex buyback for a while. So we probably won't see him buy anything. Envy did buy for his Abyssal. So you see there he had the Basher. So there's no point in buying like a component and just having it sit in your base or whatever, right? Like for some reason he wants to not buy Abyssal and like switch to something else. He'll have the gold for it. Whereas like if you just buy the Vanguard, you're stuck. It's gonna be a Dagon build coming out from Raging Potato. He also has a Hex already purchased and ready to go. He doesn't have buyback though. He has a DD. They gave him the DD. Oh, the swap Hex. Sick play there from Nando. And they come in with a Ravage onto 3. They have the Refresher Ravage as well. And this might be game for Execration. The buyback is forced, but there's no buyback. Remember, Darkseer bought out, and they're going to go straight for Throne. The buyback's forced out from Abed, but they're just going to refresh. Envy, what is he doing? Top lane, he's just looking to rat. What? Alright, he will TP back, but can they actually defend the Hex onto Envy? He's going to get focused. There is the second Ravage from Yash. Abed, he doesn't have buyback. He's in trouble. They don't have the swap to bring him back in. Envy immediately buys back. They do have the cheese, the Ghost Scepter, as well as the Butterfly. Too much for Envy, and they will just straight throne this. Execration is going to take game 2. What a game from Execration. They will take out Fnatic, evening out the series 1-1. What a sick play there to swap into immediate Hex, taking out the only defender for Fnatic. And then they followed up with the Ravage, killing Bane and Darkseer without the buybacks, and that sealed the deal. Without the supporting heroes on the side of Fnatic, Abed and Envy just simply can't kill anyone. And MVP of that match has to be Raging Potato. What a freaking player. Look at his farm. Look at his farm. He had a Hex. Had the game-winning play. It was made because of his Hex. Otherwise, that wouldn't have happened. I mean, that was just insane. Well, I'm going to take a short break until we enter the next game here. But, I mean, hope you guys enjoyed that one. That was definitely crazy game, and Execration actually beats Fnatic. They came back too. Fnatic was quite ahead. I mean, it was a bit of their throw and then Fnatic's throw. But, I mean, I guess whoever takes the first racks loses. Alright, I'm going to read chat here. What's up? I am Cuban and I like Dota 2. Otaku, thanks. Hey, guys. Alright, what does my YouTube chat say? Delay too long. Good to have you back, Caster. Nando throw. Oh, thanks for watching, people on YouTube. I like that. Not getting as many viewers as yesterday because there's an official stream for this, but this is whatever, man. I'm just casting, chilling. It's probably the only... I might cast another game after this, depending on what game shows up. Let me check the schedule here real quick, and I'll turn on the crap again. The text. I do my shout out as well, I guess. So I'm Hachi Dota. Hachi God is my Twitch name. I have a YouTube channel called The Art of Dota. You can check that out. You can click it down below on Twitch, or you can just search it on YouTube. I am streaming on there currently if for some reason you don't want to watch Twitch. but I'm gonna make videos on YouTube daily. I haven't been keeping up with that, but there's gonna be a video coming out this weekend. I'm also make guides on Pugna, and I'm gonna update my stream so you get all the links to that and stuff. I'm gonna have like a discount code and stuff like that as well. So hopefully it's gonna be the next promo code BSJ. I don't know, promo code Hachi. I don't know, but we'll see where that goes. But I have like 4 guides on there right now. I got a Bane guide, a Venge guide, Spirit Breaker guide, as well as a Lich guide, and I might be able to get a code for 1 month free for you guys as well. We'll see what happens, but if you want to check out my guides, they are on Pugna if you have a subscription. But other than that, just gonna put on some music right now, and maybe we'll watch the Mineski game.
Spirit huge plays from jabs you boot.
Alright then. Alright, I'm back, everyone. This is Hachi Dota, and I'm casting this series against Execration or Execration against Fnatic in PGL Bucharest Major 2018. I can't hear myself because that music was too loud. I think I burned out my ears. Don't listen to music that loud, kids. But anyway, this is gonna be game 3. The series is tied 1-1. What is someone said something about Geek Fam? Yeah, I think Geek Fam is really good, by the way. We were watching Geek Fam versus Mineski. They just got taken out there. But yeah, the reason why I say TNC didn't look stable is because they like Geek Fam looked like they're actually gonna beat them, and they barely came back. But Mineski pretty easily cleaned through Geek Fam, so I'm not so sure. It can still go either way, but anyway, let's focus on this game right here. That's a different qualifier entirely. That's ESL or Star Ladder. This is PGL Bucharest, or is that Star Ladder? Or there's 3. Hold on, I actually want to know now. No, it was Star Ladder, yeah. Where is this? Season 4? That was Star Ladder. Anyway, this is going to be Execration versus Fnatic. This is not Star Ladder, this is PGL, and we have some picks coming in now. So, Execration start off with Doom Nyx, and Nyx is a C classic, especially with the Filipino teams, of course. But it's going to be played 4, so it's going to be a Raging Potato Nyx. Raging Potato has been the star for Execration so far. I mean, he carried game 2 for sure on the back of his bounty hunter with track after track after track. It just seemed like every single fight, pretty much every single kill that Execration got was a track kill. Game 1, he was also owning on the Ogre, but he ended up throwing. Not really throwing, it was more of a team thing. He got caught out by the smoke, but it's not really his fault. It should have been like his team being prepared for that smoke rather than him just walking into it like that, right? So can't really fault him for that too much. But anyway, Terrorblade pick coming out, a second pick for Fnatic. So they're going to start off the draft with a core pick. This is, of course, an Envy Classic. He's also the drafter. And it looks like Fnatic just looking for a win in this game. I mean, if you've ever seen Fnatic draft to win, it's this draft right here. They get Shadow Shaman and Terrorblade. With this draft, they know exactly how they're going to win the game. They know what timings they need, what farm they need, and they can win the game once they reach that. And it's always nice to draft like that because, for example, in the last game with Execration, like, how are they going to win that game? You don't know. Apparently, the answer to that was getting a pick off onto Abed, going high ground, swapping, what was it, DJ into a Hex, killing him, ravaging Pylai Die as well as Ohio, and then killing them without buyback. I mean, you can't plan that out, but with a hero like Shadow Shaman, you literally go, okay, we stall the game out, get Refresher Shard, or Refresher Orb that he purchases himself, drop it on their fountain, and then we end the game. It's pretty simple. That's what they did game 1, and now they have a Terrorblade to go along with that. And Terrorblade, of course, really good at going high ground. Once he gets strong enough, he just summons a Lucian army. If you're not strong enough to kill him, I mean, you just kind of lose. And of course, they ban out a Tinker here to Terrorblade, or counter to Terrorblade, I mean. Did I say Tinker to Terrorblade? What is a Tinker to Terrorblade? Counter to Terrorblade, and Batrider also gets taken out here. Interesting enough, because Execration already have that position filled, so why would they ban? That's just weird. Unless it's like a 5-position Nyx, I don't know. But this time around, we're not going to see Tiny or Elder Titan. They're both banned out. PL also gets taken out as well. Interestingly enough, Fnatic is known to double up on the Illusion heroes, so Execration doesn't want to deal with that. And they're going to get a Jakiro. Decent answer to Terrorblade. Has an AoE attack speed slow as well as AoE damage. Will deal with the Terrorblade illusions. It's not truly a counter to Terrorblade, but it's a way of dealing with him. Now, as for Fnatic's follow-up picks here, I actually expect Abed on a more space creation hero that can fight early on. or they can actually just go full greed. We'll see what actually they decide to do, but it actually will be a slaughter pick for DJ. It's a hero we don't see too much, but certain teams will pick him up from time to time. I've definitely seen him picked there in the C region. And of course, the minus armor, really good at going for Roshan, which is a key part of Fnatic's playstyle. Envy is just, I mean, he really loves Rosh, you know, and with the slaughter, it's just going to make it easy. I mean, I've seen Fnatic win so many games with plays at Roshan, and it's going to be no different here as they're going to get the slaughter. Now for Execration, their draft has good team fight so far. It also has good pickoff potential with Nyx Assassin as well as Doom. Now what they're just lacking is an answer to this Terrorblade, a true answer to this Terrorblade. I stuttered there, but I would say it can go with a variety of heroes, like maybe a cleave hero wouldn't be bad, something like a Sven, but that hero's kind of that hero's too bad. I don't think they pick that. What else? They don't want to pick like a Luna. Something like that would get countered by Terrorblade pretty hard, and actually will be a Razor. Wait, now hold on a second. Razor has a Purge, so does that takes out the illusions? Am I correct? Or I'm just crazy. For some reason, I think. Oh, I gotta check here. I'm gonna check here real quick. I actually don't. I think that I'm just pulling something out of my ass. I don't know where that came from, but for some reason the idea popped in my head. But Razor also. I mean, if I'm just crazy, Razor's good against Terrorblade in lane. Which the thing about Fnatic is they always run Terrorblade in like a off-lane dual lane or something like that, which is weird. It's a basic dispel. No, it's not going to get rid of illusions. So I want to. Okay. I don't know why I thought that. But it will be an Abed Shadow Fiend for Fnatic. As expected, I would think they would pick a less greedy hero for Abed. And Shadow Fiend's really good, actually. With Slaughter, he's actually scary. With the Presence of the Dark Lord combined with Corrosive Haze, I mean, he's going to hit like a truck. And of course, the Terrorblade's going to be insane as well once he gets his farm up. Now, Execration is more so picking for laning stage so far, just from all their picks. I mean, the Razor is a lane counter to Terrorblade or whatever potential Ohio hero, because recently Fnatic has been picking like these slower, like clunky offlane heroes for Ohio, like the Underlords, like the Darkseer we saw in the last game. And Razor, of course, going to fare well against that, but I am predicting that they're going to send the Razor to Envy's lane. They want to shut him down early on. Or there's also potential for Razor to go mid. He doesn't do too bad against Shadow Fiend as well, but I'm pretty sure that he will be the safe laner or the carry, the side laner, any of that. Now for Fnatic's last pick, they're going to hold off on Ohio's pick for last, surprisingly enough. Maybe they're afraid that the Shadow Fiend might be banned out, and the only thing they're really afraid of is the Queen, and they already banned that out, so they're not really afraid of Abed getting countered. Now, it actually might be an Ohio Slaughter. That would be interesting, but I really don't think so. So for Ohio, again, they can go with the Underlord, but he has a pretty bad matchup against Razor. I think Underlord wouldn't be that bad. They aren't really lacking Disable. They already have Shadow Shaman, Slaughter. Underlord does provide the Pit of Malice, and Pit of Malice combined with decent disabling supports is really devastating. We saw that in Game 1 against Execration. And I think it would pretty good here as well with the auras to use the pipe onto the Terrorblade illusions and Crimson Guard and all of that. But again, he has a very bad matchup against Razor, so if that's what Execration decides to do, send the Razor against Underlord, he's just gonna have a really crappy lane. I mean, he did have really bad lane Game 1 as well, but we'll see. I don't think Fnatic want to lose the laning stage again. They've already lost laning stage 2 games in a row. And the first game they're able to come back. Second game they kind of came back and then they threw again. And it will actually be a Centaur pick for Fnatic. And again, that hero still doesn't do very good against Razor, but it will give them some more mobility come mid game once he gets his ultimate off, which is really good against a hero like Doom, right? You know, Doom goes in and dooms, and then you just center ultimate, you run away, disengage, and you just wasted Doom. And if you look at Execration's lineup, they don't have that much lockdown. I mean, they have Nyx Assassin and Jakiro, but against center ultimate, they usually can just run away. It's really good against Razor, of course, as well, so they don't need 4 staffs, they can just run at max move speed. Now for Execration's last pick here, it will be a Carl OD. Now, Carl is scary on this hero, and we'll see how he matches up against Abed's Shadow Fiend, but I would say the draft is even. So Fnatic has the easy win condition here. I mean, they have the tanky initiator on the Centaur, they got Pilot Eye on the Slaughter as well. He's going to provide that minus armor, he also provides the AoE stun. Now, the thing is, Execration's draft, I feel like if they get online, it's going to be really hard for Fnatic to fight them. Terrorblade is going to get melted by these heroes. If he just gets stunned once, I mean, Terrorblade is going to die. Couple of hits to the OD. He doesn't have much mana to work with. And OD, with his pure damage, is going to burn through all of Terrorblade's mana. Same thing with the Shadow Fiend. I feel like both of Fnatic's cores are kind of vulnerable to this OD pick from Execration. And if Carl can get online, he definitely can just straight up carry this game. Now, Razor's job is not to carry the game, but it's to win the laning stage. It's to shut down Envy early, right? I am predicting Nando to head into Envy's lane, and then they send the Doom against Centaur. Doom has a pretty decent matchup against Centaur. Has to be a little bit careful of the burst coming out from the double edge, but he can hold his own. And actually, it's going to be a Raging Potato Doom, so it's not going to be a Doom offlane. Forget what I just said. It will be Yaj on the Nyx Assassin. So might they send Yaj against the Centaur? I think Nyx actually is the better matchup in my opinion. So we'll actually see, but it will be an offlane Nyx support Doom, and considering how much farm Raging Potato has been getting on his 4 position heroes, it's not going to look too much like a support. What was this camera? Hold on. So we're going to head right into game 3 here between Execration and Fnatic. We got Nando on the Razor. He's going to head safe lane for now. Has the boot start build. Lumic will be on the Jakiro once again. We have Raging Potato on the 4 position Doom. We got Yaj on the offlane Nyx Assassin, and Carl on his OD. Now for Fnatic, we have Envy on Terrorblade. Signature hero for him pretty much at this point. Shadow Shaman will be played by DJ. And once again, Fnatic going to switch it up a little bit. DJ will be taking the Shadow Shaman, and Pilot Eye on the 4 position hero on Slaughter. Ohio on the Centaur War Runner, and Abed will be playing Shadow Fiend. Now the wards coming out from both sides here. Razor getting this ward off really early on. This ward actually not blocking the small camp. I've seen this ward placed from time to time. It's just so that you can get vision of this area without getting de-warded. Now we're going to see a dance from Carl and Yaj. Going to spin around. Carl's a little bit better at spinning. Got like the perfect spin off. Raging Potato already hitting Envy with the Infernal Blade. So it actually will be an aggressive dual lane. Nyx Assassin Doom. So they're actually going to send Razor against Centaur, which I think is fine. I think Razor is favored in this matchup. Ohio waiting in the trees, looking to cut the creep wave. And of course this ward is really good at spotting out. Make sure that he's safe to do this. And this patch is just silly, right? Because supports are expected to block mid, and at the same time, offlaners are just going to do this. So I wonder when a team is going to be next level, and they're going to have both supports actually camp the offlaner bottom and kill them. I guarantee you we'll see that eventually. And speaking of heroes dying, Raging Potato going to get caught out by DJ as well as Envy. He's going to commit the Metamorphosis, and they're going to get first blood. Envy getting the kill there. Really nice for him. Now Yaj will back off. They did mess up the creep wave, but with DJ here and Pilot Eye here. Wait, did they actually... Did they start here and they stopped the pull? Because they didn't get the pull off. They did mess up the creep wave though. So something happened. We were busy watching bottom. Anyway, we'll watch bottom now. It's Ohio is gonna lay it into Lumic. He did cut the creep wave. Let's see what did Razor do to recover. He actually will pull the recover. This is interesting. Razor actually pulling. Lumic gonna take the lane for now, and I think it was a bit of an unnecessary pull. So now the wave's gonna push under tower, and then it's gonna push back forward again. The top lane with no metamorphosis. I don't expect another kill happening here. There's the wave pushing in as well, so both sides gonna get a pretty decent off lane going. Ohio goes to cut the wave again. Let's try to steal some of these creeps, and a really messy lane here down in the bottom lane for Nando. And this is not really what he wants. This is gonna give Centaur a lot more than he really should get. But this is the nature of this patch and creep wave pulls. Ohio even snags the rune. Lumic wants to block and get this rune real bad. He will beat him to it. Even with the boots on Ohio. He's going to continue to lay in some auto attacks. Now as for the mid lane, looks like it's actually going to be in the favor of Carl. Significantly in the favor of Carl. And Raging Potato coming in with the Infernal Blade used onto Piedai. He may actually be able to kill him. No, actually, no, he's too fast with the Guardian Sprint, and he's just going to back it off. He got a really nice Arcane Rune here, so he can maybe just spam Infernal Blade and Satyr Blast. Just be careful, though. Oh, Carl, going to imprison up Abed. No, you got to be careful, dude, if he turns around and double raises you. But, oh, that's way too much damage, actually. Abed will be forced to salve up. Almost managed to kill him there, but not quite. And there's another Satyr Blast. That Arcane Rune being put to good work there by Raging Potato. Once again, I mean, he's just making the plays. What is this guy? And they might even actually kill Abed here. Raging Potato doesn't have the mana, and that's what I was talking about. The double raise comes out from Abed, and Raging Potato overplayed his hand there, and he will go down. Abed with another salve. Gonna heal right back up. But he still doesn't have any CS. But that kill will be huge for him, as that's going to allow him to get souls, and finally he's able to CS against Carl. So I would say that was a big error from Raging Potato. Abed pretty much was getting owned in lane. Now he's doing just fine, forcing Carl to salve now. And Ohio once again at cutting creeps, and they're also going to try to pull, but this is not what Razor wants, but he is getting decent farm. Yaj also doing the same thing in the top lane, so each side mirroring each other's movements as right now, but Fnatic is slightly ahead in kills, but the gold is going to be in the favor of Execration. Raging Potato shows back mid again, gonna hit an Infernal Blade onto Piedai. It seems like Carl still dominating this lane even after that kill. I mean, he's like, yo, you give Abed souls, I DC. I am Carl. And he's doing really good here. He's going to find himself a nice regen rune down here, but it's going to get stolen by Ohio. It's going to piss him off. DJ and Piedai has made the rotation, and Carl has to be careful. He's running into a trap, and now he has nowhere to run. He is stuck between a rock and a hard place as Ohio shows up on the other side, and he will imprison Ohio. Can he TP? No, there's no way he's getting out of this one, and Carl will fall. Another big kill there for Fnatic. Yaj, though, is getting a lot of free space here. Envy pops Metamorphosis, but still unable to contest here with Yaj. He'll try to deny everything, but there's no way he's going to kill him. Bottom lane, they're trying to do some damage to the tower. Nando playing very aggressively here, forcing Ohio back. Abed gonna find some time to actually get some last hits now, and some denies as well. Raging Potato comes in with the Infernal Blade, but Carl is now back. They're looking for another kill here onto Carl. DJ is coming from the left side. Piedai coming from the right. Let's see if they actually can find him. He does have boots, but here comes DJ coming forward with the shackles. They get the stun as well, and Carl will go down with a nice raise from Abed. Raging Potato shows up, but he doesn't want to fight. This is 3v1, my friend, and he's gonna get stunned up. That's the raises coming out from Abed, and that's a double kill for him. Lumic also showed up here, but Ohio, surprise, is gonna stun up Lumic. A triple kill for Abed in the mid lane. And Abed will barely survive as Nando shows up mid as well. I'm getting Steam notifications, sorry about that. Actually, some important details, but Ohio snagging up the DD rune. Nando Gonna walk back to the safe lane. Carl was owning mid, and now all of a sudden he's completely even with Abed, and of course behind Abed in net worth significantly after all those kills. Actually, not too significantly, only about 500. That just shows how good he was doing in lane. And this Execration, I just all started with that Raging Potato feed, and now they're not in a bad position. I would say it's still very even with Fnatic getting 6 kills, just because kills don't really matter that much in this patch, honestly, which is kind of weird. But yeah. They're definitely not in a good position. Carl is farmer's tower. Abed doesn't want to be in lane anymore, so he's just going to push the wave out and go jungle. Raging Potato makes the rotation top along with Yash. Now Envy, this is what you'll always see Envy do. He always has very good metamorphosis usage, right? He'll use it to push the wave out, dominate the lane, get secured denies, and then he can also use it to like farm a stack here, for example. But there's no stack right now, as there's actually not even a camp here pretty much, as Raging Potato already ate the creep. But this just pretty much makes it so we can lane. This is what a lot of Terrorblades players do that or don't do, that really loses them the lane. I mean, if you have metamorphosis, use it. No reason to keep it on cooldown. You don't always just save it for kills. Like, it's not even worth it to go for kills. Like, you'd rather have a secure lane than have metamorphosis for a kill. But enough of that. We're gonna see what happens in the bottom lane with Nando here. He's still doing very well against Ohio, full 2 levels ahead. OD catching him back up, but Envy is absolute free farm, and that is troubling for Execration. And Envy just shows a good understanding of this hero. He always is very efficient, and he plays the PvE game incredibly well. And that's kind of what Envy is known for. Now Nando will secure the bottom tower, and Nando himself is also farming really well. And he's going to push in towards the tier 2 as well. And that's one thing that is different here, as Envy hasn't prioritized pushing in the tower at all. He's more so controlling the lane, staying next to his own tower. Because the main reason behind that is he doesn't want to get ganked, right? Nando is a lot more survivable than Envy is at this point. So he's able to play a lot more aggressive, and because of all the focus on the mid lane and the stacking for Abed, they haven't been able to pressure him at all. Now he's just pressuring the tier 2 without much of a response from Execration. Sorry I bumped my mic a little bit there. But Carl still in the mid lane. He's catching up to Abed actually, which is surprising. And we saw this in the last game as well. He was not doing well against Abed early on. This game he was, but he did end up dying 2 times, but he's completely caught up. And this is actually super impressive from Carl. I mean, just hitting all the CS, not missing a beat. Now in the bottom lane, Yash tries to go for a gank here onto Ohio. They almost kill him, but the center ultimate gets him away. And they're continuing to pressure this bottom tower. Meanwhile, Raging Potato takes over the lane as the off-laner position, I guess. And he's going to send Infernal Blades into Envy's face. I mean, that sounds painful. Getting an Infernal Blade to the face. Pylai Dai has his Tranquil Boots. For some reason I was about to say phase. Abed going for the standard drums build. And again, there's no answer to this push in the bottom lane. And it seems like Fnatic just don't want to deal with it. Nando's a little bit too strong right now. They don't want to TP into him and just feed him kills and the tower. So they're just going to let him do his thing now in the bottom lane. It's a very slow push as the creep wave has traveled so far here. So they're not going to take the tower too quickly. And they are dwindling it down though. It's down to half HP. Pylai Dai scouting out, picks himself up an illusion rune. He's going to be able to use that to continue scouting. Raging Potato gets an Infernal Blade onto Envy. Has to be careful though, as DJ comes in from behind along with Abed, and he will go down a little bit too greedy to harass Envy there, and he just pops Metamorphosis. And now with his Metamorphosis as well as the 10-minute catapult, it is Envy's timing. He has the Aquila as well. They're even going to drop the Serpent Wards, and they're going to take this tower. But in the mid lane though, Carl not wasting this space. He's going to go force the tower down mid as well, but they don't actually manage to catch Pylai Dai. And they're just going to push the wave in. Center ultimate used here just to close the gap. But there's Raging Potato with the Doom. And they're in trouble here, Ohio. They're going to chase him down. Carl going to actually make the rotation over. I don't. He's gonna cancel it. Yeah, I don't agree with him continuing the TP there. No reason to. And they will get the kill there onto Ohio. Meanwhile, in the top lane though, Envy did secure the tier 1, and he's gonna look to push towards the tier 2. But I suspect that he backs now and just farms it up in the jungle. Carl continues to get really good at farm mid, actually surpassing Abed now. Very surprising, as Abed is farming in the jungle. So it's actually, what the heck? That doesn't make any sense. How does he have so much farm? He is 0, 2, and 0. Abed has more last hits, and he has 4 kills, and they're still even in farm. What? Do lane creeps give that much more gold? Because Abed is missing out on some lane creeps to farm jungle, right? Like, see, for example, he missed that creep, and Carl is like literally hitting every single creep in lane. I haven't seen him farm the jungle at all, so he's literally just hitting every single creep in lane, and it gives him more gold than if Abed was farming stacks in jungle. Are you kidding? And 4 kills. I mean, today I learned this is actually big. It's actually huge. Anyway, Abed gonna raise Carl in the face. That's 3 raises. I don't know, back off. He'll survive. But what's Envy doing? He's farming the jungle. Finally, Nando takes out the bottom tower with a DD as well. He's going for the standard Razor build. Gets a hood just for some extra survivability. There's not much magic damage to worry about, but it's the raises mainly. And the Shadow Shaman, of course. Abed. He'll get every creep this time. Lumic clearing out the mid wave. And Carl has drums, so he's pretty much even. He actually just gets ahead of Abed now. What in the world? This is crazy. 0, 2, and 0. He has less CS, like 10 less CS, but because Abed is farming jungle creeps, he has less gold. And like all these denies early as well, so like Abed's definitely missing out on a lot more lane creeps, like for sure. Oh, there's a smoke gank coming out from Fnatic, very cheeky smoke. It was like a classic, what is this? I think it was CDEC or like a Chinese, I forgot what Chinese team it was. Newbie, it was Newbie. Newbie, like they make this play and they go behind the tower, they place a ward and they try to gank mid. Execration will avoid it though. Very smart play from them. Notice like Carl just backed off there. He suspected something was up. He knew that this might be coming, but oh, now he actually just walks into it. Whoops. But actually, it will come with a trade. They take out DJ and Pilot die. No, Pilot actually dies to the neutrals. Abed takes it, gets taken out in the back. Envy will manage to sneak away. So it's going to be a 3-for-1 trade. I say worth it there. They did lose Carl, but they lose their tower as well. But it's a decent gold change, gold swing experience as well. They did have to use the Doom there. Now they're going to push back towards the mid lane, and they should take this tower themselves as well. I don't think Fnatic want to fight this without the Metamorphosis on Envy. And they will take the tower. DJ is just going to farm it up. Try to blast the wave. Nope. He's too scared. Just going to back off. He was just there just posturing. Pile die. Trying to get towards his blink dagger. He's about halfway there. Kind of late. Abed continue to farm in the jungle. And yeah, at the same time, Carl getting such good farm. Now, that's the one thing. So since lane creeps give so much farm, and of course it's a lot easier to farm than like these like big creeps, right? That is actually mind-blowing. I want to actually do the math, because that's insane that Carl literally has like, I mean, Abed literally had 4 kills, but like because he was able to farm the lane, the nature of his hero as OD, he is keeping up in farm with Abed, and he's still keeping up in farm with Abed, and the same thing with Nando, right? So ideally, like in the old patch, like no, there's no way that Execration would be out farming Fnatic right now, but they are. And the reason behind that solely is because Nando is able to farm in lane and Carl is able to farm in lane, while Envy and Shadow Fiend want to go to the jungle and they can't farm in lane as safely, right? If they show in lane, they're going to get picked off by Nyx and Doom. So this is actually insane. So they are keeping up in farm. The score is 3-8, but I mean they're actually ahead in net worth right now. Lumic will get caught out here. Abed blinking forward. He did pick up Blink. Oh, what the heck? What? What is going on? What? What? Envy actually blocking Abed there. It was like some Kappa crap. And Abed blinks in too deep. That was just a jabate. Now Abed is dead. What in the world just happened? That was like that. That deserves someone clip that, please. And he got blocked, or so Envy sent the illusion in. Abed couldn't line the raise up because he was getting blocked, and he was trying to use like the directional move or whatever. And then he just like, screw it, I'm just gonna blink on top of him, and he gets in too deep and ends up dying. But Nando will die top as well, so I'll say it ends up, I guess, being even. But this whole time, Carl is farming up, and he's surpassed Abed now in farm, building towards a 4-staff who he already has. Or that he already has. Yash has a Midas, so he's set up on a Nyx. He's ready to roam. So as a Nyx, you pretty much want to get your Midas, and then you can roam, stay off the map. And there's what I was talking about. Look at the damage there onto Envy. He's even going to commit the Sanity just to make sure no Sunder was going to come out. And Yash, as well as Carl, take out Envy. Now Execration playing this game incredibly well, and I mean, I learned something big from them. You want to pick heroes to go in lane and stay in lane. Oh, Ohio using the ultimate. Pilot Eye gets picked off here. All the way back. Here comes the Requiem of Souls. A Doom was used there on to DJ. And Execration extending a little bit far forward. Ends up trading a 2 for 2. They did use the Doom there. And Abed coming back in the game a little bit. And we got Spirit Vessel on Raging Potato. Carl pushing out the wave again. Getting this creep wave pressure is more important than ever. And Envy heading to the jungle. Pilot Eye going to be given the lane just to make sure he gets his Blink Dagger. Carl, I would say he stays top. I think he wants to put pressure on Envy, so Envy doesn't farm the lane, but he will allow Pilot Eye to do this. Is that a solo kill? How did he solo? Alright. Yeah, I just solo kills Ohio casually. I did not see that coming. I saw his health going down. What the heck happened? 1v farming up the Ancients. Ancients give decent gold though, so he can jungle Ancients just fine. But Carl will back away from the top lane. A little bit too iffy now. And he's going to rejoin the rest of his team going for the Hurricane Pike. Green Potato is actually incredibly farmed on this 4-position Doom. Just quite troubling for Fnatic. Abed is still farming it up in the jungle. Going for a BKB as his next item pickup. DJ has the Aether Lens queued up. Has already the recipe actually. It's pretty rare that you see players just pick up the recipe, but he's definitely committed towards this. Aether Lens is important. You get those super long range shackles, but more importantly also get your wards off without getting picked off. Something that's underrated as a Shadow Shaman. I think it's actually core on him for that reason. Now, Execration looking to play aggressive now. They're grouped up as 5. Leading the charge is Yash, Invis. Now Envy realizes this. He is looking to put pressure on the bottom tower, maybe force them back. Execration not really sure what they want to do now. They're actually backing off. They see the creep wave top, and they're going to go farm that. We're going to get an Invis rune on Raging Potato. Lumic going for the Rod of Atos build. There's pressure put down bottom. Envy cutting the creep wave with his illusion, and the rest of Fnatic looking to head down bottom as well. Now DJ might be heading right into a Nyx Assassin here. There's also an Invis Doom, and there's the blink forward. Yash with a solo kill onto Ohio already has the blink dagger. Pilot Eye blinks forward, gets the stun there onto 2. Now Abed is here. He's raising down Raging Potato, but he's really tanky with the Hooded Defiance. He actually gets away, gets imprisoned. Gonna save him from the tick. And Abed couldn't quite get the raise off, and now they're in trouble. However, Ohio with the sick 3-man stun. This might be bad for Execration, but no, they get the Doom there onto Abed. They're going to run to the shrine, get to the shrine. Envy does show up, didn't commit his metamorphosis quite yet, but Raging Potato is in. He's a little bit ham here. He's a little too ham. He does end up dying. Now, oh, this is bad for Carl. He is corrosive hazed up. He's taking so much damage from enemy illusions, but the corrosive haze will end. Lumic peels for him, and he does get away. That's going to be a 3-for-2 trade. I don't think it's worth it for Execration. They did use their Doom there, and they went a little bit too deep trying to dive the shrine like that. However, they do get away on their cores, except for Nyx Assassin. And I guess Doom is a core at this point, but with Doom down, they also have Metamorphosis. Fnatic going to head into Roshan. They have the corrosive haze as well, and there's the stun. Can Execration contest this? I don't think so. They already used the Sanities. They used the Doom as well, and with an overcommitment from Execration, Fnatic will claim this Aegis. It's a critical Aegis for Fnatic. This first Aegis will allow them to farm the map, delay the game, and make sure that Execration don't snowball an early win. Now Josh getting caught out. He's going to get slowed down by the Terrorblade Illusion, but this is looking like an overextension from Fnatic. There's no Metamorphosis. Unfortunately, the Ice Bat doesn't connect. However, Carl gets 2 attacks off. Envy, what? Envy? Alright, it might have been just a throwaway play, or it might have been game saving. I don't know, but he does save DJ with the Sunder, but now he loses Aegis. DJ is still alive. They lose Yash, and Carl is incredibly low now as well, and I think he will go down. Abed gets the raise off, and they can't take out Envy again. He's going to come back in, gets the illusion, or whatever it was, reflection off onto Lumic, but now Nando is untouchable, and so is Raging Potato. They're full HP. However, these heroes are too fast. They're going to get away. No catch there. Nando really wants it, but they're right next to the shrine. They're not going to overcommit there once again. Or are there? Raging Potato, what are you doing? Raging Potato, he's greedy, but he's not that greedy. He's going to back away. So that ends up being a 3-for-1 trade. 3-for-2 if you want to include the Aegis. So actually pretty bad for Fnatic, honestly. Alright, so Carl dies, but they get the Aegis, which is going to prevent that Aegis from, you know, allowing Envy to farm freely. Because he wants to be able to farm lanes. So without Aegis, he has to be afraid. If he gets Doom, the Nyx catches him out. He's definitely in trouble. Speaking of being in trouble, Yash runs right into a sentry. He gets caught out by Pied, shackled up. They even commit the center ultimate. They're looking for more here, as they're going to get the stomp here on to Lumic. He's going to be a secondary kill. And even without the Aegis, Execration finding this window to play aggressive without the Doom being there. They see Doom bottom, and they're just going to play super aggressive, get the kill there onto 2. And now Nando, oh my god, the reaction time from Carl. He pre-clicked that one onto Pied, prevents the stun from coming out. He saved his own life there. And now they're going to drop the Serpent Wards on mid. They're looking to take this tower, and they might even look to go high ground afterwards. Jakiro is spawning in 8. They have Doom up. And Abed trying to regain his souls. He does have BKB. Did use it in the last fight, but did not save him. And I don't think they're going to go high ground. Everyone's respawning, and they're going to back off. They find a DD rune for Abed. And Pied finds initiation there onto Raging Potato. Envy has made the rotation over. He wants to pray for a bash. Actually doesn't need a bash. The damage output from Envy was enough. And Raging Potato will go down. Now, Execration is starting to bleed kills here. Lumic clears out the Serpent Wards along with Carl. Now, as for Ohio, he has a Halberd queued up. He's actually going to buy it, or buy the Sanj at least. As for Carl, he's just looking to get some extra farm. He really needs like a BKB, I feel. If he gets disabled up in these fights, he's going to die, but he's going for Blink and then a Linken's. Well, I guess Lincoln's will help him as well. It will prevent the Shadow Shaman disable. It's not going to help him against Centaur or Slaughter, though. But maybe blocking the Corrosive Haze also is huge, as Slaughter doesn't have any way of breaking Lincoln's other than Corrosive Haze. So, Yash spotting out Abed in the mid lane. No follow-up here. He's just going to send in some harass, some mana burn, and a stun. We're going to see DJ with some aggressive lane pushing. Now, as for Fnatic, they're very happy with how the game's going right now. Right? They're going to slow the game down. The game's already slowed down. And as for Execration, they're really dependent on Carl, and he has a lot of deaths on him so far. 2-4-4, and he's played well. He's still keeping even in farm with Abed, which is an impressive thing. And he's always in the right spot, knows where he needs to be to get the farm, and because Envy is not really a hero that's going to threaten kills, I mean, Carl can push out super aggressive here without dying. Pied gonna blink forward, pops a Corrosive Haze on him. Now he has to be a little bit careful. Lumic as well as Yaj makes a rotation in, but they were spotted out by a ward. In the meantime, Abed takes out a tower in the bottom lane, and he does have the whole team with him here. And now Nando has to be careful. They're going to commit the center ultimate. They're going to blink forward. They get the stun onto 2, followed by the Requiem Souls. And that's going to be 2 pickoffs for Fnatic. They're going to head straight into high ground. These 2 heroes do have buyback, and they will be forced to use it or sacrifice the racks. There comes a buyback from Raging Potato. Carl gets caught with a reflection, and they have to take out these Serpent Wards. BKB gets used by Abed just to make sure he can get away, and I think they're going to be happy with that buyback being forced. They're going to force everyone back as well. And actually, they're looking like they want to go back in. There is a BKB on Envy, and they're looking with the fake back play here. And can they find someone? Raging Potato, he doesn't have buyback. Don't walk up, buddy. They're a bit afraid. They don't want to go for him. And they won't find a meaningful catch. Now Yaj scouting out. Abed will reveal himself now. Pilot Eye gets onto the high ground. Raging Potato. Oh, alright. They're just super scared right now. Razor's still dead. They don't want to start a fight. It will be a 5v4. They get their sentry ward dewarded here. Pilot Eye does have a force staff now, so it's going to be a lot more survivable. We'll have a way of popping Lincolns as well if that's actually what Carl wants to go for, but it's not going to happen anytime soon. So he will want to save for buyback. As for Ohio, getting up this Halberd is really important. It's going to be a major counter to the OD. And I think with this Halberd, with next Roshan potentially, I think Fnatic have a real chance of ending this game. I'm quite worried for Execration. I think they have to get a really good fight. They have to prevent Fnatic from getting this next Roshan and Cheese. Right, that's the main thing. If you get the Aegis and Cheese, I just don't see how Execration can take a fight. They're kind of like burst heavy, and the only hero that can really just like take the prolonged fight is OD and I guess Razor, because otherwise they're kind of reliant on like bursting a hero with Nyx and then dooming a target, taking them out. Other than that, like you let the Terrorblade survive in the fight for a long time, and he's just gonna start killing everyone. Of course, along with the Corrosive Haze. I mean, it's just insane amount of damage. Of course, they also have maxed out presence of the Dark Lord, and just the damage output from Fnatic is just incredible. If their heroes don't die, I mean, you're not surviving. It's pretty much the case. Whereas, like, if Execration, like they can deal with Execration's damage output at this point. They have BKBs. They're not that afraid of the OD anymore. Yash comes forward, misses the stun. Will get stunned up instead by Ohio. He gets stunned up and taken out. And now they do lose to tier 3. Carl blinks forward, gets the banish off onto Pilot Eye, but will force staff to the high ground. They will get the Doom onto Envy, but he's already popped his BKB, so they're not going to be able to kill him. And now Abed pops his BKB as well. Envy doesn't care. He has the Sunder available. Carl, though, will lay in the damage. He gets disarmed. He drops the ultimate, but not quite enough to kill Envy, but he will get ticked down by the Urn Charge as well as the Doom. And that's going to be a disastrous play. Envy goes down. They hold high ground. They did have to commit buybacks, but Execration's still in it. However, the gold, not that much in their favor. They did have to commit 2 buybacks. Nando had to come back as well as Yaj. Roshan can be spawning in like a minute or 2. I would say not that big of a deal. I mean, for Fnatic, Envy got a little bit cocky there, trying to just man up with the Doom. I think he could have just backed off, like sundered someone, but tried to continue hitting the racks and got punished for it. And they didn't even do any damage on the racks at all, actually. Raging Potato scouting out Roshan. Going to be spawn. Actually, pretty short timer. They might be able to set up and do it before Envy can respawn. However, they have a very, very slow Rosh lineup. Actually, yeah, there's no way they're going to be able to. And Abed with the Boots of Travel build, going to be able to push the waves, and it's going to be real annoying for Execration. Now the rest of Fnatic making sure they don't get picked off. It's really critical that they don't die. So, you know, they're literally sitting in base. They know that Roshan is super important for them to win this game. And they're just going to stay back until Envy respawns. Now they're going to move back out onto the map. Raging Potato, gonna scout out the Rosh, and if he stays in here, alright, 7 seconds, he should scout it out. Oh no, he leaves right when it's about to spawn. So they won't know Rosh is up. But they should know that it's gonna, like, it's definitely the possibility of it spawning after he left is high if they kept the timer. Yash pushing out the top lane. He will be going for the Lincolns. He can afford it, but he won't have buyback. And he actually won't have buyback anyway. He needs 300 more gold. 400 more gold. In the mid lane, Ohio is pushing in. This Halberd is big against the OD. And of course, the Lincolns will block it. But they have a lot of ways to proc the Lincolns. And he will actually buy out for it. Has no one checked Rosh yet? It is up. Ohio going for BKB next. They're just stacking up these BKBs. You know, OD is the problem, so if they get BKBs, he's no longer going to be a problem. Next assassin scouting out. Ohio gets a smart blink away. Piedai will finally scout Roshan. They see it, and they're going to do it for sure, I believe, as OD is showing bottom right now. He doesn't have TP available either. And they do Rosh so fast. Execration's out of position. They don't time this, and Fnatic will sneak this one. And I'll say this is big for Fnatic. With this Aegis, with this Cheese, they're going to be able to force a high ground siege. The thing is, they did commit the Metamorphosis for this, so they might just wait for the next cooldown. So I'm going to slow down the game a little bit, just farm it up a little bit with Aegis. And it's buying time for Execration. Buying time for this OD to get more farm on the map, as well as get his buyback. And he's building towards a Hex. Now, come true late game, I actually think I favor Execration's lineup. Surprisingly enough. I think Terrorblade as a monster late game hero, but I mean, OD is no slouch. And when these BKBs start running low for Execration, I can see him just demolishing these fights. But of course, never count out the Terrorblade and Shadow Shaman lineup. And that's why Fnatic started with the, those two picks as their first two picks. Because it feels like no matter what happens, these two heroes can win the game. I mean, your racks behind, you're 10k behind, you get these heroes to the enemy base and they will do structural damage. And Yaj did disassemble his mana boots for Aether Lens. He's going to be scouting out now, but he has to be careful. Expect sentries to be placed. There's no gem yet on Fnatic. Oh, there is, never mind. There's a gem on Piledai. And they're going to take out the bottom shrine now. There is a ward placed here on the high ground, but it's going to get dewarded as soon as Piledai makes his way over. And Ohio still farming it up. Wants to get to BKB. Eternal Envy has a Hurricane Pipe and Aegis, and they're looking to go high ground. He has Metamorphosis up once again. And they're going to kill the wards, and they're going to go for this push. Carl front lining here. A little bit scary, but he's confident. And he wants to make sure that he just punches Envy, scare him from going high ground. But Envy with the Aegis is just going to commit to this. Hasn't used Metamorphosis quite yet. Gonna get the reflection. He gets stunned up. Oh, now the stun used onto the Nyx Assassin. He's just gonna get blown up by the Requiem of Souls. Abed missing the raises onto Raging Potato. The Doom comes out onto Centaur. Envy falling a little bit low, gets caught by the Ice Path. He does have the Sunder. He needs to use it onto Raging Potato. No, he's going to tick down. No, he Sunders Abed. Abed uses the cheese. He still has the Aegis, though. It's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. DJ for Yaj. Doom was committed. And I think Fnatic can reset here. They need to shrine up. They need to heal up Envy. They did use their cheese, but they still have the Aegis. But once again, Execration managed to hold, surprisingly enough. Now, Carl actually going to head straight towards the top lane. He has to be careful, though. Ohio wanted the boundary rune, but he's like, who picked it up? And he will find out that Carl is here now. And Piedai, super fast. Nice reaction from Carl. Gets the Hurricane Pike, pushing Piedai back. He's going to lay in with the auto attack as well. He's punching the int out of him. And now Lumic is making the TP over, but not much you can do. He's just warding. Carl doesn't want to be top, so he's going to take this nice farm mid. Envy has healed up, and he's going to force back the bottom lane. As for Carl, he's farming out the mid lane, has the Hex queued up still. And, I mean, he's not going to have it for a while if he wants to have it and buyback. Nando is actually getting quite farmed. I mean, if you look at the cores on the side of Fnatic and the cores on the side of Execration, the two main cores are actually keeping quite even. And 7k net worth advantage for Fnatic at this point isn't that much, actually. I mean, one fight can completely turn the net worth to 0 again. And nice ice path there. Perfect ice path. Catches Ohio before he can get his stun off or passes BKB. But I don't think it will matter as the damage from Envy is too much. Corrosive Haze onto Nando. He just gets taken out. No buyback on him. Now Lumic is in trouble. He gets taken out as well. They get a nice 2-man stun there. Raging Potato will be okay for now. He doesn't have Doom, and they will secede the bottom racks. Now Envy heading straight towards mid. They can't actually go for the Megas as there's still a tier 2 top. A Raging Potato getting caught by the reflection. They will blow up DJ. Now Rax mid in trouble. DJ actually going to buy back. They're smelling blood. They want to end the game. Nando doesn't have buyback. And he still doesn't have buyback for another 13 seconds. And that's another lane of Rax gone. Envy getting the Sunder there onto Raging Potato. Aegis will expire and Fnatic will back off safely. And it's a bit of an unnecessary buyback there from DJ, honestly. But maybe Fnatic will head just straight top. I mean, they're very far ahead now. 10k gold ahead, 11k now. Yaj scouting out, but he has to be careful. Remember, there's still a gem on Pilot Eye. However, Pilot Eye is all the way bottom. He doesn't know that, however, so he's going to play cautious. Carl TPing in. He actually blinks away. A bit of a miscommunication, which will allow Envy to get his BKB off. Abed gets the E-Blade there on to Raging Potato, but he is imprisoned by Carl. Nice save there. Now Carl heading forward. Will get the kill there onto DJ. No, Envy again with the defensive Sunder. Ohio comes in with the BKB stomp there onto Raging Potato. Not going to get the kill. They're just gonna disengage. Doom was used once again, but as you saw there, the Centaur pick working up so well for Fnatic because every time the Doom is coming out, they're committing the Centaur ult and they're just running the heck away. Nando pushing out the bottom lane. Carl will buy out for the site device. Now as for Raging Potato, he is building towards BKB. He's actually really farmed, but he's not feeling the impact because of this Centaur. Right? And of course all these heroes also being very tanky, and even Sunder potentially even being used to save a hero from Doom. But Nando gonna get caught out. He does have BKB to get away, but that's a BKB charge to waste it. And Execration are 2 racks down. I don't see how they come back from this one. It's going to take an amazing play because they have pretty slow building hitters as well. So even if they do manage to wipe Fnatic, I mean, with minimal buybacks, I think Fnatic can just defend and, you know, save the game if they do throw. But I just don't see how they can lose this if they just play on their metamorphosis. Envy is just too strong. And surprisingly, like, they second pick this Terrorblade, and Execration really don't pick any true counter to Terrorblade in the late game, right? They don't have a real answer to him. They picked this Razor to try to snowball, and they just wanted to, like, try to end earlier, like, snowball. But we'll see. I mean, if OD can find the real Terrorblade and get attacks onto him without, like, dying to the illusions, it can kill Envy for sure. He does have the Hex as well, and even Abed has to be afraid of Carl at this point. Raging Potato closing on to his BKB. He also has a Lotus Orb. This guy just gets so farmed, insanely farmed. I mean, once again, he's more farmed than Yash. Highlight Eye has a BKB of his own, so they have 4 BKBs now on Fnatic. Prepared to deal with this OD. However, DJ is the only one that doesn't have a BKB, and he's been getting owned every single fight. Next, Roshan to respond in 2 minutes, and it's going to be what Fnatic are looking out for. They know they're very far ahead. They don't want to do anything crazy, and they're just waiting for this Roshan. And he's picked up a Lincoln Spear that's going to help block against the Hex. They actually have double Lincolns. They have one on Abed as well. Abed is building towards a Hex of his own to match up with Carl's Hex, so they're going to have Hex on both sides. Hex is an OP item, by the way. It can't be purged anymore. So, Even though Doom has a Lotus Orb, you're not going to be able to purge that Hex. It's pretty ridiculous to imagine that you used to be able to purge Hex with this 4,000 gold item. Now Carl TPing back to base as the creeps are coming in, and these creep waves are going to be a constant issue for Execration. Now Abed has boots of travel, level 25. He literally can just TP everywhere and just constantly push these waves in, and no one from Execration can push out these waves particularly fast. I mean, I guess Doom can get level 25, and maybe this is the game to get the 100% cleave talent. Because it doesn't matter if you do more damage with Infernal Blade if your waves are constantly pushed out. I think actually he's gonna go for it if he gets level 25, because like the damage isn't their problem. I mean, they need disable, and they need to be able to push these waves out now. These waves are going to be a constant problem for them now. Losing 2 lane of racks like this. You see Abed is just able to just freely move around the map, farm to his heart's content. As for Ohio, I mean, he's getting up there in farm as well. And you see, almost rivaling that of Nando. And he's going for the Agnums. And with that, I actually don't see how Execration will kill anyone once the center ult comes out. And again, they're kind of reliant on just all-inning on someone and bursting them. But with the center ultimate, you just can't do that. I mean, I said it before, like, if Fnatic's heroes are just allowed to live, even on, like, a sliver of HP, Envy and his illusions will literally just kill everybody. That once that corrosive haze gets used on heroes, like, they're just marked for death, pretty much. And the Hex will be completed by Abed, actually forgoing buyback. And they're gonna just head straight into Rosh with the amount of control they have in the map because of the super creeps in the mid lane and the bottom lane. They're gonna be able to get this uncontested. And as a result, I think Execration might just lose this game. Now, they're going to smoke up. They're going to head straight down mid, actually. This is Refresher Shard, so they're not messing around. They don't care at Mega Creeps. Actually, Envy will head top, and I think they want the rest to go mid. They want to drop that double wards onto the throne, similar like the first game. Lumic placing a defensive ward here. And they're just scouting out for any potential wards. Pied-Eyed looking for any hero that is overextending. They're all still all smoked up. Now Abed will reveal himself from smoke. NV wants to finish the Scotty, I believe, before ending the game. And they're just gonna play it safe. Don't take top racks or top tier 2 for now. Envy waiting for a rune. He's praying for DD. Oh my god. Yo, I'm an Oracle. Oh, Envy literally willed the DD rune to spawn top. Funny thing, he's literally waiting for it. Like, it wasn't like it spawned on a ward. And he's like, I'm gonna go pick up that DD. He's literally waiting for it. Now Envy with a DD rune. The range talent as well at level 25. He's literally just sieging the tower from so far away. They will try to commit with the Doom, but he just gets melted. Now the double ward's committed top, actually. I don't think this is necessary. Everyone's BKB'd up, which means OD is worthless. Nando gets taken out. A nice 2-man stun from Josh, but it's not going to mean anything. This DD Terrorblade is too strong. Look at that range. That's going to be a rampage for Envy. He wants a double rampage. Good game is going to be called, though. Give him the double rampage. Yo, Carl, just let him... Just come on. No, Carl gonna have no fun. Well, that's gonna be it. Fnatic will take game 3 against Execration. They're gonna continue in the PGL major. Actually, this is the winners bracket, so Execration is gonna go to the losers. They're gonna play the winner of Geek Fam versus Team Flash. By the way, if you don't know who I am Hachi Dota, Hachiko. I am the analyst for Team Flash, so that's why I started casting the series. I will be casting that series tomorrow, so if you want to watch that, Geek Fam versus Team Flash, stay tuned. I will be casting that. And as for, well, it's going to be a bit of a weird cast because I have to also like do some like coaching things between games, so I won't be fully give you my attention, but I'll be casting it nonetheless. It'll be more of a chill cast, more analytical than anything. I'm not going to try to real hard on play-by-play. It's mostly going to be analyst, so you're excited for that. And just stay tuned. follow on Twitch, whatever. Follow on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube, and stay tuned for that tomorrow. But I think this is going to be it for my casting today, unless there's another game out. Let's see. Is there another game? There's an OG game that's still in drafting phase. But I don't care EU Dota. I am a C boy. Anyway, let's check out the comments here. Envy. Where do you find in a bedroom a bed, a table, and a chair? Nice meme. Did anyone say C boys? Remember, core Nyx will never win in this game. Yeah, I didn't like the core Nyx. Well, the Doom pretty much transitioned into a core at some point, but first game, this is the third game, it's over. What WTF schedules a fight? What other tournaments up now? Yeah, PGL Europe is going on right now. Star Ladder is going on right now as well. And hope to see your name soon in broadcasting list. Yo, this guy's a true homie. Way cat go. Anyway, I'm going to end the stream now. I don't think I'm interested in casting in these EU games. I'm not an EU Dota guy. I'm a C and I'm an NA Dota guy. So, I'll see you all tomorrow. I will be casting. So, stay tuned for more and peace out, stream.